Oh, yeah. Well, everybody, welcome to the show. We got Valhalla BFT with us here.
Hello.
I just told him backstage that while compiling my clips we're going to go through this new drone, the new drone theory that Jimmy Dore had on that everybody's talking about, which supposedly it answers all the questions, is the conclusion of some people. Then, and we're going to look at this new hospital stuff. There's a bunch of stuff from the hospital that supposedly happened afterwards. And there's also one thing that I want to talk about at the beginning also, where I feel like because the debate between Andrew and Candace went the way that it did, and everybody's been talking about that, everybody kind of skipped over the fact that he stated that Charlie had specified that he thought that the left was going to kill him in that text. And like, we haven't talked about that enough because, we're going to do that. But we're going to start right here though, because on the way to here, I noticed
we're starting out with a bang, chat. Uh-oh.
What's that?
I said we're starting out with a bang, chat.
Yeah, we are doing that because look at this. I found this. I haven't even watched this yet, but Paramount Tactical. Just a reminder that not
also
only does
he knows that I don't have Twitter, so why is he tagging that random channel that's not mine?
Oh, wait, this is not you?
No, that's some random. No, I keep telling you guys this. I don't have X. That's some random imposter page that has 10,000 followers.
Damn, dude. I mean, I clearly didn't.
What's that? What's the bio say?
It's not you.
So first of all, you know why? You know how this isn't me? Go back over that. See how this says former Green Beret? I am a retired Green Beret. These are two very different distinctions. So you would see me say that I'm a retired Green Beret. So that's how immediately, that's just some random person. But anyway, they're
let's see, like, are they like posting stuff for
you?
Yeah,
dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're all here's this just random picture of me doing something. It's blurry and Navy SEAL DJ.
Yeah.
This is okay, ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that's not my channel.
So
I don't think I can watch. This is our debate where I absolutely destroyed him on Alex Jones.
Oh, I didn't know you debated him on Alex's show.
Yeah. I have no idea what's in here. Let's not waste 4.5 fucking minutes on this dork. But
it says he does not know anything about firearms. He lies like he breathes. Here's the challenge to you, Nate. Quit using your Green Beret credibility and that you don't have and quit lying.
You mean my credibility, like 10 years in SF, the fact that I've got multiple Valor and combat awards, those things, that credibility that he doesn't have, by the way.
Dude.
Tiny Gary, man.
I did. Yeah.
Also, isn't it crazy, Jesse? Could you imagine if a grown man, you kept talking shit online about a grown man and he called you out publicly to come say it to his face and fight him publicly, and then you decide to just keep talking shit behind the internet? Does he not know what a gigantic pussy he looks like for doing this?
Especially because you guys are both like, it's like if it's some random guy who's like not an actual combatant, not a person who trains, not a person who's been like a Green Beret, whatever, then then it doesn't count. But for this, it absolutely counts. You're like, dude, we're both Green. We're like, we can, if you got a problem, we can fucking handle
it. And here's the thing is, so everybody knows, this is how culture works. Like in the teams, you talk a bunch of shit about a dude and he says, get your ass outside, bitch. And you don't, you're the biggest pussy ever for the rest of time. Right. So I don't understand. He could have just kept his mouth shut. Right. Like you already got fucking emasculated and punked. You think he would have just shut his mouth, but anyway, let's move past that. I don't want to give him any traction.
You want to just move past? Okay, we don't have to watch it.
No, he averages what, 2,000 views a video. Nobody watches his content. Let's not.
I mean,
let's not give him any recognition off of our platforms.
Okay, fair enough.
He's irrelevant at this point.
So let's move right here, just because this is the kind of people that he's like he's up with. Where this was
but again, to your point, Jesse, he's tied himself to the guy who says 30-06 bullets break up midair. This is Gary's guy, right? And then he's saying, I don't know anything about firearms, but this is what he's defending?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Then calls people a fucking idiot. Because this guy said, who the Army sniper, former military master, gunsmith, master debater. And and then he's like, when does this? And the guy's like, oh, really? Go ahead and provide an example of when this happened. And then someone asked Grok, like, and Grok, it's like, hey, can 30-06, check this out. Hey, Grok, what are the odds of the bullet Charlie Kirk was shot with breaking up in midair?
Extremely low.
No, and that's actually, there was another one.
I think that's generous, Grok.
I asked for the odds. It says, let's see, hold on.
Oh, it's 0. Oh, there you go. It says right there, near 0, the odds.
Yeah,
Grok
odds
says near 0. Yeah, literally is not going to happen.
Near 0.
Yeah. That's their guy, dude. These are the ballistics experts, chat.
Yep.
Right? Who do you want to listen to? Do you want to listen to Nate, or do you want to listen to the guys who say that 30-06 bullets disintegrate midair? And you guys can decide for yourself who the credible Green Beret is, right? Is it me, or is it the guy saying that 30-06 bullets disintegrate midair?
And it's like, what evidence
I'm not telling you who to
provide?
believe. I'm going to let you guys make those decisions for yourself.
Yeah.
It's not a tough decision.
Yeah. And again, there's like, your evidence is I recreated the exact shot.
Right.
I got a fucking tree trimmer, electric tree cutter, and shot from the exact angle.
The thing they refuse to do, Jesse. You've gone out. I've gone out.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's gone out. We've all gone out and tested and done ballistic tests, but they refuse to do it. They refuse to do that, don't they? Isn't that weird how they refuse to go use the scientific method and prove their point?
Dude, that's and I'm telling you, the one where I just went, that's the end of this conversation, is when we got the actual frangible 30-06s that we got a warning about. That's all. These are very delicate, yada, yada, yada. And we shot them. It sounded like it was half the powder, and it still ripped through bone, the entire thing. Like, come on.
It's getting silly at this point.
It is, dude. All right. So here's
the drone theory.
Here's the drone theory. All right. So I'll let this guy, like, this is such a long video. I have it queued up to a section that I definitely want to watch, because we're obviously not going to watch an hour-long video here, but I'll let him kind of do the intro, and then we can move over to where he talks about, because one of the main parts of this that I think people are latching onto is the fact that 223 round was on the roof of the adjacent building.
Yeah.
And so I think his theory is that the drone would have been above that.
So what's the general idea here? Is this the idea that a drone was what?
An Israeli-made battle drone with the ability to fire, like, literally just like target, acquire, and shoot
a projectile. So the idea a drone shot the projectile that hit Charlie.
Correct.
That's what we're saying.
Is what they're saying. And we'll see what you think. And I'll just say on the front side, for me, the more complicated things get, the less likely I think it, because like what the kind of core of the thing is that Israel manufactures these particular drones.
Okay.
So, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
1 Mississippi later, the shooter was 375 yards out.
Okay, so here, let me just play a clip from your video that you did.
This is where they're talking about the crack thump thing, where they're trying to place how far away it was.
About
crack
this,
bang analysis.
and you were having a hard time reconciling the crack with the thump. And
That's
here,
right.
let me play it.
And calculating the delay from when we hear the supersonic crack to when we hear the thump of the report of the weapon being fired, which is the boom. And when I did the early calculations, everything was coming out to 78 yards, 79 yards, 82 yards, stuff like that.
This makes sense, yards. Actually. I had my concerns with this.
78 to 85 yard range.
I was going to ask, is this
so initially when like I was kind of showing basically the speed of sound versus the speed of a 30-06 projectile, and what you would expect at about God, I did this months ago, but at about 141 yards, the difference between when that round hits and when the human ear is going to hear that is about 0.13 seconds. So from 140 yards, right? So that is basically like this. This is like, let's say this is the sound and this is the gunshot. That's what the human ear would hear. It's so fast from 140 yards that you basically would have heard them at the exact same time. So if there is a separation in crack bang, which means I hear the crack and then I can visually see Charlie get hit after I hear the crack, that would give us the assumption that shot was from much further away,
right,
than 140. Does that make sense, Chad?
It makes perfect sense for me. Yeah. And like, and also the fractions of a second seem like they would be very challenging to identify. But if like, and just as like a civilian who shot 1 million rifle rounds, it just like the difference is very, very noticeable. Like if it's just a little, a little variation, like you'll hear it.
And but then I started doing some other calculations, and stuff was coming out in different places, and it wasn't consistent, and I couldn't understand what the issue was. Like, why is it not all the same? Like it was in Vegas. In Vegas, there was all showing basically, where the route of the helicopters is where the gunfire was coming from. But here in UVU, I'm getting all kinds of different readings, and it just didn't make any sense to me. This is what I mean by the science wasn't sciencing. So based on
so what did you figure out, John?
Well, I don't know if I figured it out, but I've got a hypothesis,
right,
that I welcome, somebody to come along and say, no, it's not really that. It's probably this. But right now, the working hypothesis is consistent with the evaluation and analysis that Chris Martenson did. And Chris Martenson and I don't really get along very well.
Yeah, I know that. You called him a limited hangout, but he's doing good work on this.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's the thing about
what. And I'm sorry, who's Chris? Why should I know who that is?
Yeah, so he's done a lot of the ballistics analysis and a lot of different stuff like that. So you've seen some. I'm sure you've seen some of his videos. You're just probably not remembering.
Do you have a relationship with him, or what are your thoughts on?
No, I don't know him. I just I've covered some of his content on this, and it's been very good.
Nice.
But I think it's interesting that he's saying that somebody that he doesn't like is doing a good job. That's always, to me, that's always okay, well,
makes it
when somebody is
credible.
willing to give somebody they don't like credit, it's usually probably pretty good work.
Yeah, you're like, hey, Gary actually did great on this. I'm be like, fuck, he must have done really good.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, there's nothing to say that on.
Yeah.
Hangout?
Yeah.
95% of the stuff they do is spot on.
Right.
Okay. It's like Simon Says. The really good Simon Says caller is going to say Simon Says 98% of the time. And he's going to not say Simon Says only 1 or 2% of the time to catch you. And that's what the good limited hangouts, everything they're sharing is right on. And they don't talk about the UAVs, or they don't talk about the Hades spy plane. And that's what makes it a limited hangout, is ignoring the pivotal game change.
Hey, I apologize just because I don't know what this is. It's possible the chat doesn't either. What's a limited hangout? Do you know?
So as far as he's explaining it here in a limited hangout, right? What he's saying is to be like if you're going to be an op, right? A psyop, to be somebody who's very, very credible, like he's explaining. So like 98% of the time, you're like, this dude is shit hot. Everything he does, he's right on the money. But then like when it becomes very important on that 2% of the time, on like maybe what actually was what killed Charlie, that's something he's not going to talk about.
Oh, okay.
And he's going to avoid, he's going to misrepresent, right? Basically using good credibility through consistent work.
Yeah.
That's a really good like limited hangout or psyop, right? Is someone who you think has all this crazy credibility. And then it turns out, when it matters, they're not talking about the actual thing they know is the real truth. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So
that's
they're like, it's like a influencer tradecraft.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Changing evidence. So that, this is one of these things I subscribe to, is an Arthur Conan Doyle quote about vital evidence versus incidental evidence. There's lots of evidence. Figuring out what evidence is really the pivotal key evidence that the whole case is going to revolve around is something I've spent the last 9 years, I guess, getting good at. Right? So
tell us what your hypothesis is for the crack in the thumb.
It appears to me that what I was measuring the whole time was echoes of the crack, and that there is no thump. And that the shot was taken from much further out than where we're being told Tyler Robinson set up to take the shot. In other words, we're being told Tyler Robinson was about 142 yards, 144 yards out on the Losi rooftop.
Yep.
I believe the shot was actually taken from the vicinity of the science building, about 350 yards out.
That's what I've said.
So
Dude,
that's literally what I've said.
Science building is 200 yards. Oh, I guess 200 yards is not that far on a college campus at all.
No, we
So-
talked about this. That's about how far, like the 223 round was
Yep.
found on top of the building at about that distance. That's what I thought too. Is like if you back this up to maybe 350 yards, you lower the caliber of the round, you increase the steepness of the angle of the shot.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the no exit wound makes total sense. Very, very plausible if you start adding all of these things together, right?
Yep.
It increase the distance of the shot, lower the caliber of the round, increase the steepness of the slope of the shot. Now you have very likely to not have an exit wound. So,
And have you ever seen a guy?
not to say that I agree. I don't know enough about this, guys. I'm
Sure.
I'm learning about this drone thing myself right now, but I'm just saying the science and ballistic physics behind this. The further you get away, right,
Yeah.
the more steep of the angle to make the shot, the lower the caliber of the round typically is going to reduce the likelihood that that's going to penetrate through and cause that exit wound.
That makes sense. Have you ever seen a guy get shot with a 223 and it looked like that, like that much blood, like right out of the gate?
I mean, it's hard to say, right? Like typically I don't have like 4K.
I was going to say 340 yards. Is hard
Also,
to see.
typically people are wearing clothes, right? So getting shot in the neck like that in a bare open area of skin is not something you typically see either, right? In combat and gunfights.
Yeah.
What we saw there though was bizarre from sort of like almost that like jugular perforation bleed out instead of seeing more of like the blood atomization based off of a high powered round to an arterial wound. You'd see more of like a pink misting frothing type of what you would expect to see from that type of arterial wound. So no, I haven't, but at the same time, it's like I haven't seen every gunshot in the wound in the world. You know what I mean? Up close. So, but that is bizarre. Where what I did think was bizarre is you saw Charlie sort of get hit. You see his body rock, and then you see sort of that big fountain gush. That's very odd to me, right? And then it immediately turned off because there was no more blood. So all of that, and I covered that in the trauma medicine part of it, was very, very bizarre. But when you get into these types of things, what we do know is that his heart definitely stopped immediately, which to me is also bizarre. That's always been a big concern here because a lot of people said it was like, oh well, it shattered his spine, cut through, paralyzed him immediately. That doesn't matter because just so you know, your heart does not need you can sever your spinal cord at the neck, your heart will still pump. Your heart is designed to keep pumping and keep you alive, even if the spinal cord is severed. Think about paraplegics, right?
Mm-hmm.
How is it their heart's still pumping naturally? So the fact his start stopped immediately and all the blood basically had evacuated out of his body based off of a gunshot to the neck.
It's weird.
That doesn't make any sense anatomically at all either. So, but again, it's just just more weird stuff to add to the list of this case.
The only way that the heart would stop immediately would be if they got shot in the heart, right?
No, so we actually sternum crapped a dude who got shot in the heart and kept him alive for 15 minutes while we tried to.
You told me about that in Vegas.
Not me personally, but a surgeon was trying to do that. Obviously, wasn't able to, but yeah. So I mean, like you could get shot in the heart and stay alive for an extended period of time. So for him to get shot in the neck and then just be like his heart just stopped immediately and he was just, I mean, maybe, right? But like dead on impact because you got shot in the spine, that's
and
your brain shuts off maybe, but also the angle of the shot and where he got hit does not look like he got hit in the brainstem. You know what I mean? So to actually shut him out, lights out like that.
Yeah.
But so again, like all of these things are, you do have a C-spine injury there, potentially a lower brainstem injury. So again, it's without a medical examiner's report or anything like that, it's kind of just, And even if you go lights out, potentially you're not dead immediately if your heart's still pumping, right? So,
yeah.
And even but we saw that, right? We saw how basically his heart had to have stopped because apparently there was barely any blood outside of the initial gush.
That's what I was going to ask is like, even if the heart's not pumping, if you have a wound of that, like to eject that much blood, you would think that it would just continue to like seep out, even if it's not
No, not necessarily, because that you got to keep the amount of pressure that's actually you pumping through your carotid or your jugulars into your brain is like heavily pressurized. So you're going to see that big push, right? As the heart is pumping, it's pumping the blood through. But if the heart stops, it's not going to, you'll have that big flush out, but there's going to be no more blood that gets pumped into that to be able to flush out. You might see like, low level bleeding and stuff like that, but you're not going to keep seeing that like heavy bleeding coming out once the heart stops pumping, right? So
Yep.
Anyway.
Here, let me move over. We can go back to the beginning, but I wanted to show you this part because this is where he gets into what I think he actually specifically cites the science building and all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just go. It's right after the ad. So
before you buy or do anything.
JimmyDiorGold.com. Shout out to JimmyDiorGold.com.
I think
So the bird of prey is available with an M4 rifle
this is it.
firing a 5.56 round, and they suggest this for a range of 300 meters. Okay. And then this is the Barrett Rec 10 in
Is this real?
7.62, 308.
yeah.
For up to 600 meters.
And this is a battle drone manufactured by Elbit Systems, which is apparently
So this is real. I mean, the drone technology is so fast right now. I figured we had stuff like this, but this is actual from a company showing that they can do this.
Israeli company.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah. So I mean,
Okay.
again, which would, in my opinion, would make it less likely that they would use that because, like, they want to sign their fucking name on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
600 meters. They say this
Elbit
drone.
sells this.
Yeah,
Elbit
this is-
sells a flying Rec 10 in 7.62 and says it has 600 meter range.
600 meter.
And 7.62 is a three, like same diameter as a 308, 30-06, right?
The AK-47
Yeah.
version of it is a 30 caliber. Yeah. But 7.62 can come in a lot of different forms.
Range. Now, if you remember, John, correct me if I'm wrong. So you put the drone that you think took the shot, you put it over the science building, and did they not find a shell casing on the science building?
Well, what they found at the science building
It's a full
is kind of
round, I
debatable
believe.
because they didn't take
Exactly. If
But we also don't know because they didn't show us. They just
They-
said they
yeah.
found a cartridge.
They said in the trial it was an unspent round, but they actually make, I don't know.
Well, they didn't, but they didn't show us that in the trial. They just
No, they
like
didn't show
it
it.
was just
It was
like,
just a
oh
nice
yeah, trust
report.
us. So we don't know yet. Yeah.
And I learned in this video that particular dude apparently got pulled off the case. The guy who said that. I don't know if that's
Really?
what he says. So we'll see.
it into evidence. They
Right.
didn't document it.
Right.
So, and the police are allowed to lie.
Yes.
FBI is allowed to lie.
Not on the
This guy was
stand.
on the case, but now he's not. The guy whose testimony we were hearing with the British accent.
Oh, they took him off the case?
Yeah, he doesn't work there anymore.
Well, so hold
Oh
on,
my
Jesse.
God.
Stop for a second. So this
Yep.
is important because what he's talking about here when he talks about a drone being able to shoot 7.62, the reason why this is relevant and important for the chat to understand is that is a 30 caliber round. Why
Yeah.
that's important is because a 30 caliber round was found inside Charlie Kirk's neck, right?
According to the medical
according
report.
to the medical examiners, right? So that becomes very, very relevant if this drone can shoot a 30 caliber round that is the same type of round that we actually found supposedly inside of Charlie. So that's why this is important and relevant.
Yep. Oops.
Yeah, he doesn't work there anymore.
So
He's not, yeah.
So he did testify that they found a bullet or a bullet casing on the science building roof, right?
And then he tells
Yeah.
you what he recalls to his best recollection. And what he's telling you is that an officer
Yeah, this is
put
ridiculous.
his rifle into battery, which means on an AR-15, you pull the T charging handle and a round is now in the chamber, ready to be fired. And then cleared his rifle, which requires you to remove the magazine.
And that entire thing is so ludicrous that, like, because
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Yeah, when the chat, like just for the chat, if you've never handled an AR or any type of rifle that, like when you pull the charging handle and the round is ejected, it flies out. It snaps out way different than a pistol. It goes out super hard, and it's always super satisfying for some reason. Like you pull it, and it's like, pow! So like the idea that they would have pulled that and then just left it there.
Yeah, the idea that a police officer ejects a rifle round and just throws it on the ground and throws it on a rooftop and Jesse, in an active murder scene area.
Yeah.
You think a cop is just like, let me eject this round with my fingerprints all over it and leave it here, right? That's
and what purpose would there be for him to take
0% chance of that?
It makes no sense. There's no reason that anyone would.
Why would you?
Okay.
Also, Jeff, you're in a murder scene, in a murder environment, and why are you now breaking down your weapon system and ejecting rounds? Don't you think you maybe want that in the weapon in case you need to use it? Like,
yeah, dude. Like it's still you have a shooter and it's not been captured.
Hot weapon, we call it, right? Or having live rounds in the weapon. That's how I carry my everyday carry.
Yeah.
Right. Why? Because if I need to use my weapon, I don't want to be trying to fucking rack the weapon. I pull this thing out, I need to use it, not pull it out, rack the weapon, do all these things. So why would a police officer on the roof? He's not even back to his car, right? Like, even then, that's probably not. You're not fucking ejecting rounds in the middle of a parking lot if you're a police officer. But on the roof, think about this. He just decides on the roof for no reason, hey, I need to clear my weapon right now.
Why?
Yeah, why? And then leaves the round there.
Yeah.
Because
if you think about it too, like with police,
that did not happen. I'm sorry. There is no police officer in the country who on the roof of a murder scene would be like, fuck it. Eject, leave it. See ya.
Yep.
It's just not a thing.
And the only type of police that respond carrying a rifle like that is SWAT. And the only reason SWAT or a response team like that is going to be there is because you have an active threat.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Nope. Pretty much all police officers are going to have an AR-15 style platform in the truck, in the car. So that's completely normal.
For them to be carrying it on the roof, there should almost certainly be like an active
threat. Yeah. If they're out there carrying a long rifle on the roof, they're most likely there with SWAT or something like that. Yeah. It'd be very unlikely that the regular. But I mean, again, they all could have, but again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a beat cop, if it's a SWAT team member, if it's an FBI dude. Ain't nobody ejecting rounds out of the rifle and leaving them on a roof at a murder scene. It's not a thing.
Yeah. And again, the fact that that just came out like it was a random.
And it was in passing. I remember me and Matt watching it during the trial, and I was like, "You what?
Yeah,
you're saying what?
a different caliber round on an adjacent building in a situation where someone was just shot with a rifle in front of.
It's not an adjacent building. It's the building directly in line of sight with Charlie and the shot behind him. So if I'm Tyler Robinson on the Losi Center, like pointed this way to Charlie, it's the building directly behind me, 2 stories up.
The exact one you would shoot from if you wanted to frame the other shooter.
Yes, it's not like that round was found, somewhere else on campus, half mile away. No, it was the building, which, by the way, we've shown it on Google Earth, connects. Like you can walk from where Tyler Robinson is to that building,
dude,
like directly.
Yeah.
And it's in line of sight to the shot.
Yep.
That's how crazy that is.
And you and I have not talked about this yet, but for some reason, everybody breezed over this and forgot. Okay. Like the video that came out of the guy on the roof that runs over and we're like, I don't think that you see a rifle. I don't think you see any recoil. The guy supposedly put the rifle or built the rifle with the screwdriver, and that's just not on video at all. And I completely forgot about that until I was talking about it.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's in the 5 minutes that they deleted that we're not allowed to see. That's what Officer Tatum and that crew is like, no, there's more footage you haven't seen yet. And it's like, okay, well, why did you delete that and not show it then? If you're the prosecution, why would you not show him putting together the rifle and then taking it out there? Right. Maybe they have it. Maybe they have it, Jesse. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're like, well, we don't want to show the part where you can absolutely clearly identify a weapon. We want to just show where he's wearing a big black parka, which doesn't match either of the outfits that we've seen him in earlier, because this makes perfect sense. All right, let's hear.
if you do it again, another round is going to go in. So he then removed the magazine, operated the charging handle to eject the live round,
Yep.
left the live round on the roof of the science building.
Pause it there, Jesse.
And
this is important distinction he's making when he's talking about all the things this officer actually had to do. It's not this that he decided to rack the round out, right?
Yeah.
Because when he's got his magazine, full magazine in the weapon, if I just rack a round out, all that does is just reinsert the new round into the chamber from the magazine. He has to take the magazine out. He has to clear his weapon. He has to basically completely not completely break down his weapon, but you know what I mean, Chad. He's got to take the magazine out. He's then got to clear it. He's basically rendering safe his weapon on the roof. So it's a lot of extra steps more than just like a whoopsie, I racked around.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nearly impossible. Like there's.
Well, it's possible. Anybody could do it, Jesse. It's
Yeah.
just nobody would do that.
Yeah. From a behavior standpoint, it's just
not a law enforcement officer's not doing that.
Went to Arby's. I mean, it's like, who did that? Who is the cop who did it? When you found the bullet on the ground, did you say, "Hey, Mikey, is that yours?"
Right.
Or was it an hour later, 2 hours later?
Yeah. Hey, that's not important for us to identify whose rifle round is on this roof directly behind the roof that we're saying he was shot from.
Also, who found it? Like he said, and when?
Yeah.
This is a little bit different than like, hey, if your buddy who was on the roof with you found it like 8 seconds afterwards, like, oh, hey, man, hey, you forgot to pick up your round. That's a little bit different than like a different person a day later finds a round on the roof and they're just like, oh, this must have been some police officer.
Yeah.
That's completely different.
It's literally like the worst detective in history. Like you would put that in a comedy movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why was it not tent carded? Now, I've seen forged evidence before at the Vegas shooting. I've seen what the police department is willing to do to create a case, right? They broke the windows in Vegas. You and I are
that case. Is
we have.
Is that true? They is it been verified?
No, we're not going to talk. Let's not talk about that case.
Okay.
YouTube,
Do a show on
the YouTube and the government really do not like you talking about that case.
Chris Piota was the division chief under which that entire investigation happened, and he said he would come on with us and talk about the case, and we can ask him whatever we want.
Yeah, we just have to be careful on live streams because again, the government doesn't like that story being talked about for exactly the reasons he's just saying here. It's very clearly that's not what we thought it was.
Yeah, Coop did an incredible series on it, and actually, I think Ian did as well. Ian Carroll, and there is overwhelming evidence that guy was a CIA spook. The guy
100%.
who,
there's a lot to that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Vegas.
Yes, we will
when this dies down. But I've seen them forge evidence, and so for this guy to simply say it was an unfired round versus a spent brass casing.
Mm-hmm.
If
That's
what
important.
they found in the science building was,
it's true. I mean, like it's about as important a distinction as you could have. Like, and a spent round. Okay, well, someone fired a rifle up here. An unspent round is like almost as big a deal because it means someone had a rifle up there. But a spent round is very different, obviously. But an experienced person, like here are my thoughts on it. It's like if you're operating at a level where you're an assassin, you've set up a patsy, you're going to fire a round that's going to kill your target from 350 yards over his head. That's going to be a professional, and a professional is not going to use, that type of setup that would eject a round anyway. You would think that they would probably use a bolt action to make sure that it stays inside the rifle to keep all your evidence inside of the
Also,
rifle.
Matt, we got Trigger Smart in the chat. Shout out to our boy. He just brought up a great point. Why wasn't that put into evidence?
Exactly.
We don't think that's maybe relevant to the case. Why is that just like a bypassed thing of like, oh no, it was probably a cop's?
What could be more important potential evidence than a rifle round on the building behind the shooter?
Considering the narrative is he was shot with a rifle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, yeah, that might be important.
It doesn't even make any sense. It's like This fucking this case.
It's just add it to the 1,000 different weird, bizarre things to this case. You know what I mean?
They never
That's the thing about this case, Jesse, is that it's not like we have one or two weird things. We have 1,000 weird things, right? Like we could almost do an entire show going start to finish of all the weird stuff, right? You got George Zen pulling down his pants. You've got curly-haired guy cheering. You've got Kash Patel shutting down Joe Kemp from looking into this. You've got the 30-06 in general. You got the fact there's no footage of anybody with a rifle. Like you got the fact that the camera footage is for whatever reason compressed. And when you uncompress it, that's no longer Tyler Robinson. Like there's a million things to this case that are bizarre and weird. And that's what's so crazy with the Fed sloppers, for them to be like, nothing to see here.
Yeah.
You're
I feel like they just never looked. Like, I just feel like they're like,
they have. They know everything. Someone like Gary knows all of these things.
He does for sure.
He knows all of these things, and he purposefully, you want to talk about using a Green Beret, right, to misrepresent your credibility. This dude knows that this is bullshit and tries to use his credibility to push a fucking bullshit narrative.
Yeah.
That should make everybody go, what the fuck is going on here?
Totally.
Right? Because everybody knows how bizarre this is.
Yeah. Yeah. I started talking about the, just kind of like in a live stream and then in a video that I was doing where I was like, hang on. Oh, so there's just nothing weird. And I just started rattling them off. Dude, I talked for
go forever, dude. You can probably never stop.
Straight minutes and was barely getting started. And I was just going like just like that. Like I wasn't like dragging each of them out. It was endless.
And you have these people be like, oh, Nate's not credible. Why? Because I agree with someone like Rob O'Neill, multiple Silver Star winning fucking dude who shot Osama bin Laden. We're the non-credible ones?
Yeah.
Right? Like the 99% of special operators who agree with me, we're all not credible.
Hey,
right?
Sean Johnson, Navy SEAL.
That's my point. But my point is
force.
99% of my community agrees with me, but yet there's a couple random dipshits are like, Nate's not credible. Okay, we're all not credible. The entire special operations, military, Marine, Scout, snipers, Navy SEALs, all of us, DevGru operators, Delta Force operators, all of us who are like, this is weird. We're not credible.
Yeah.
Got it. So who is? Who the fuck's credible?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's bizarre.
Andrew Wilson.
Yeah, Andrew, dude. And I told
that's the guy, right?
That I told Nate Nate was smart enough to remind me that you can't show these types of videos on streams. But I told Nate that there's a video on Twitter now where it's like, here's Andrew Wilson, teaching a guy like sniper school. It's dude. That is not what is on video. It's like,
this is my point. Like for anybody to pretend, and Jesse, I'm not even a conspiracy theory guy on this. I'm like a very hey, show me proof that 30-06 was used. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking for. And it's just like, there's way crazier shit to believe, right?
Oh, dude, I'm walking example of that. But honestly, the way that I kind of put stuff together was just was evaluating sources of specific takes and going, and you being one of them, where I told you a million times, like when you and that guy were on and you were talking about response to trauma in the field.
That was a 18 Delta Special Forces medic, by the way, who Gary also said wasn't credible. I'm like, he's an 18 Delta bitch. He's the one who trains us, right? Yeah. That was the sticky Green Beret, right? We had an actual Special Forces medic who, by the way, in 18 Delta, Green Beret medics are next to Air Force PJs, the highest trained trauma medicine doctors in the world. And he said, no, this is fucked. Right.
And so all they work on is gunshot, injuries like that. It's like a surgeon who has only worked on people who are injured by the exact type of thing that we're talking about.
Right. And that guy's not credible.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, fuck it. Hands up in the air then. Like if the sticky Green Beret combat vetted 18 Delta is not credible when it comes to trauma medicine, what are we doing? Like, what do we why are we even engaging in this conversation at this point? You know what I mean?
And also the whole thing where 30-06 can break up in midair. And you're like, why are we going to the least likely scenario? Like, I'm not saying that there has never been a piece of shit round or some weird whatever. But like,
Yeah, in
this
the
is
history
likely-
of the trillion shots that have happened, that
Yeah.
maybe didn't happen once, right?
exactly. And so you're like, so most likely is it was not a 30-06 or it was
Jesse,
some
could you
other-
imagine if I was in a gunfight and this was a normal thing and it's my life versus yours, and it's like, hey, sometimes my bullets just disintegrate in midair.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
They just break up
think-
in midair. You're
Think about, I got them right here, right? These are Remington Core-Lock rounds. Do you think anybody would fucking buy these rounds ever again if it was normal for these hunting rounds to disintegrate in midair? Do you think Remington would be in business, chat?
They
if
should
Andrew
sue
Wilson's
Andrew. They
theory-
should sue Andrew for that. You know?
Remington, bro, we should reach out to Remington and be like, hey,
You know what this guy's saying?
you know what this guy's saying about your rounds? You should sue the fuck out of him for
Or at the very least, make a
defamation,
statement
dude.
about how that's fucking impossible. Shut your dumb face.
It's literally nobody believes that. But the Fed sloppers have now said and here's the crazy thing, because when the Fed sloppers have someone like Andrew Wilson say that, right, they have to defend it now.
Mhm.
And so now Gary has to defend. Gary now believes a 30-06 round will disintegrate in midair.
Sometimes,
Right?
sometimes that happens.
It's like, dude, right? Like, what are you doing? Delete your social media. You're cooked. You're done.
Yeah.
Right? The
I mean,
second you
everything has
start
happened like once.
defending that a 30-06 round disintegrates in midair, you're
Yeah.
cooked. You're done.
It's
Hang
just
it
so
up,
dumb.
dude. Hang it up, bro.
It's so
You
dumb,
know?
dude.
It's this is what we're talking about, Jesse.
Yes.
That's right. Like,
Yep.
it's so crazy.
All right, let's see what else he's got. Because
They spent
yeah, people are asking about the drone. If you're just coming on, this guy's been talking about the drone.
Just stop, dude. I can't when we start.
I know.
Okay, I got to
Yeah,
get
but
it
the
together,
drone.
chat.
This okay. Let me ask you this:
Yeah.
likelihood of a drone mounted like seems very unlikely to me, just because it's going to be out in the open. It's very, very.
Well, no, I don't know.
I don't know.
You want to talk about this?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What do
let's
you
talk
think?
about it, okay? Because we do use drones in the military and on the special forces teams. Even back in before, excuse me, I hung it up. We weren't using them with rifles attached to them, but we used them for surveillance and all
Reconnaissance and
sorts
stuff?
of different things, reconnaissance and things like that. I'll tell you this: a drone that size, 400 yards away, up in the air at a slope, you're not going to hear it or see it. It will be almost silent. Like even in a crowd, 3,000 people, nobody would hear or see that drone.
There were
And I know
supposedly a
that
million
because
drones up there too, which could have
We
been because of
had,
the straps.
back in even like 2018, we had ISIS was using drones and strapping artillery rounds to them.
Yeah.
And dropping them on us and shit. And you can't hear or see that motherfucker.
What kind of
right?
artillery?
That's-
Were they like mortars?
Yeah, mortar rounds, small mortar rounds and stuff. And that was almost 10 years ago. So obviously, and again, that was a makeshift, terrorist organization that was figuring that shit out. Now you want to talk about a defense company in 2026 developing the technology for this. I'm not saying that I believe that this is what happened, right, chat? I'm
Sure.
just saying, is this a possibility? Of course. And
Plausible.
my point with this, Jesse, is like what you just said is like, oh, well, everybody would have seen it or hear it. No, fuck no. Fuck no. From 400 yards away at an elevation like that, you wouldn't see or hear that thing. Nobody would.
Yeah,
Especially in a loud
350
environment,
yards
right?
is
You're
far.
talking about 3,000 people in an amphitheater. Everybody's talking, microphones, speakers. Nobody is going to hear that drone from 400 yards away.
So drone or not, when you were the first one that posed that you put a patsy on that roof and then you shoot them from a different location. That
Mhm.
is literally the
With a
science
smaller
building. I mean,
caliber
I'm obviously
rifle
not
round.
saying that this is what I think happened, but that's the exact spot you would do it from. Shoot it right over his head, dude. Right over
Yeah, why not?
the patsy's head.
Why not?
Yeah.
And if you really want a 2-for-1, you plug Charlie and then you plug the Patsy.
For sure. And I mean, well, who would have been like, they'd have to explain who shot at the patsy, I guess, but like,
Law
you
enforcement
have
officer.
some, yeah. Like that was easy in Butler when you have a,
Mm-hmm.
with the counter sniper team, and they like, did you
Right.
ever see the picture of him from afterwards? Like after he got shot, I saw the picture of his hollowed out face, and he was very dead, very, very dead.
But yeah, who knows, right? I don't know, but it's just, again, the drone stuff. And I don't know enough about this to even say I think it is or isn't. I doubt it was a drone personally.
Mhm.
But is it possible? Does this technology exist? Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw that. He literally showed the company that
Yeah.
is selling these. So
It's so wild that like this, because honestly, this is just going back to what we were just talking about the number of anomalies that are very challenging to explain, regardless of what you believe is whatever. I mean, any smart person knows that you don't know for sure what happened regardless.
Mhm.
You have, your suspicions and you talk about those, but the number of anomalous things that are challenging to explain explains why there are so many that seemingly very far out there theories. Like if someone's like, oh yeah, he was shot with a gun mounted drone, would sound so fucking crazy if you said that the day after. And
Yeah.
it's the fact that nothing adds up is why this type of thing is being entertained. Cause you're like,
Well,
you're just trying to make it make sense. Just try to make something make sense.
But that's exactly how human beings operate, right? If we can't explain something, we are going to create stories. And I'm not trying to like call everybody conspiracy theorists or say stories. I'm just saying we as human beings, if we cannot rationally explain something that happened in front of us, we are going to start creating stories of how this happened. And that's why you have, in a case like Charlie Kirk, 1,000 different, most of them insane, conspiratorial tinfoil hat theories, is because the official narrative is obviously bullshit. And so now everybody is trying to fill in the gap. Like, how do we fill in the gap to make this make sense, to make it work? The crazy thing about this story, Jesse, is like, of all the 50 different theories, none of them have really been able to explain this, including the official narrative. You know what I mean? And that's what makes this case, I think, one, because it's Charlie Kirk, but far more than who this was. Charlie Kirk is an individual, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Charlie. It's not so much that it was Charlie Kirk as it is the case itself, right? You could take Charlie Kirk, trade it with Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, whoever, right, as a prominent figure, Donald Trump, prominent politician, Leonardo DiCaprio, who cares, right? And then transplant this exact same thing, you still have the same story. People are going to be this captivated by it because there is no real answer, and we can't seem to get to the truth.
Anybody that you insert into this story who has connections to nation states or intelligence, and there would be motivation for like very high level, people that would want to take him out. That's exactly what it's going to be. And what's crazy is, I was talking about this yesterday, where when you look at the people who are trying to debate against people who are skeptical of the main, the primary story coming out of the government, what I notice with all of them is that they are unwilling to include human behavior analysis in their overall analysis. And they think that that's smart. They think that like, it's smart that like they'll only look at hard physical evidence. And I find that so dumb. Like, it's just like, I don't even know what it's like, dude, it's an enormous potential, thing that can, push you in the right direction. If you see because like, as an example, why would everyone at TPUSA be so not convinced by any of these things that are so obvious? Why would they have so much invested in convincing you that one thing is true when there clearly are lots of reasons to believe that it's not? You know what I mean?
It doesn't make sense. This, Jesse, I talked about this live stream a couple days ago. To me, the most bizarre part of this entire story is the reaction of the TPUSA crowd, adjacent crowd, right? Charlie's crowd, which is all of us, even me, you, Candace, everybody. We would just like to try to get to the truth, whatever that is. If that truth is Tyler Robinson took a shot from the Losi Center with a 30-06, 1 in 100,000 chance that this happened, and that's the truth, and you prove it to me, at least show me him holding a rifle at some point, I will say, good, got it, glad we got the truth, right? Prosecute him, put him under, all of those things. I don't care about Tyler Robinson. I am not a Tyler Robinson guy. Like, I'll protect Tyler Robinson. I don't give a fuck. But I don't want to see an innocent kid put to death.
No.
Right? And if it's Lance Twiggs, get him. Right? Like, so for our side, we don't care about what the story actually is. We want to know the truth of the story. Their side is the opposite of that.
Mhm.
Their side is, this is the narrative. This is the guy.
Don't investigate.
Don't ask
anything else.
questions.
Yep.
Shut your fucking mouth. Let's get this over with so we can put him to death. Case closed. And TPUSA can go on grifting now with their pro-Israel cause.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So it's like your side, and we know this because when I put out a ballistic video, for example, the last one I put out, if you actually watch that video, I don't make any assertions. Me and Brian, my buddy who, Brian does the competition shooting for us, we went out and we said, we are just going to recreate the shot as close as anybody has ever done it. Now that we know the type of ammunition, right? I go to 141 yards. We used our tractor train or our crane, right, to go up to a 9-degree slope. We got a full 300-pound hog that was unalived an hour before.
Yep.
Right? Closest we could get to human anatomy. Same rounds that the prosecution said. And we just shot it multiple times to see what happens.
With that exact round.
With the exact round.
Yeah.
And what happened? Did I say, this proves everything? No, I just said, here is the test. Here's the data. Here's the results. What happened? Their side, panels. Nate's not credible. Nate's a liar. Nate, right? And it was like, all I did was show you.
All I did is recreate the exact thing that you're saying happened to investigate whether the guy actually killed your guys' boy.
Right? Hey, we got to somehow disprove what Nate showed in this video, right? And it's like, why? Why? I didn't, like, I'm not out there nefariously trying to misrepresent things. Like you watched it, right? Like we just said, here it is. I even put the ballistic data up and everything.
Yeah.
And so you got to ask yourself, why is the other side constantly do that? Why is it, hey, we have to disprove anything that goes against the official narrative and we have to coordinate it. We got to have a group chat with 92 people to fight this. We got to, like, what is that, Jesse?
You know what's
Chat, what is that?
And it's like when I look at all of them collectively and you think through like, okay, so what could be behind this? And then you take into account all of these different things. Oh, Cash doesn't want to look at internet. That's where, and then this hospital thing, all of it, that's where that's where I start entertaining like, all right, well, maybe if I put all of this together, it's something very different than what it appears. But at the end of the day, it's like, if it was me and Charlie was like my best friend, dude, like the idea that I would be ignoring that maybe this could be what it's impossible.
Think about it. If it was me, Jesse, if I was at an event and the same thing happened, would you be like, hey, you know what? No, I trust the FBI. Shut the fuck up. Don't ask questions about it. Nate's my friend, so keep your mouth shut. We're just going to believe whatever the government says.
Yeah, don't worry about his wife and kids, dude. Like they don't need answers.
Do you think my friends? I know my friends wouldn't do that.
Of course,
I know my friends would be doing exactly what Candace and everybody is doing. Yeah. Right. So the fact that his friends and his family and his business are all doing the opposite of that. To me, Jesse, that's the most bizarre part of the story, even more so than the case itself, is why do the people who are close to TPUSA, why are they fucking doing what they're doing?
Totally. Jesse looks like Peter Thiel on steroids, except a little bit more gay.
Oh, that's pretty tough because he's actually gay.
I'm just kidding, Peter Thiel. Dude, that's a fucking joke, man. He doesn't play around with that.
Yeah, we don't want to mess around with that. But anyway, you know what I mean? Is it like nobody, I feel like that kind of gets glossed over a lot. Yeah. Is like, why are you guys so insistent on making the FBI narrative like this has to be what it is? The government. Trust the government. Trust the government. Trust the government. Trust the government.
What would you need to see to be convinced? Because that's the I can't remember if it was Candace or someone else that was like, what would you have been convinced by? And one thing that would have definitely gone a long way for me is if the parents verified his parents said, yes, he did. Yeah. Like he did confess to us. I'd be like, fuck, that's hard to get over. I mean, like at then you have to entertain that. You know what I mean? It's like, but they never made a statement. That story came from left field, and who confesses over and over and over and then pleads not guilty? I don't know. It's anyway.
That also is super bizarre.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to pull this entire thing off, get away scot-free. And then I'm going to confess to it over text message, but then plead not guilty after I got away with it and confessed and then turned myself in and then pled not guilty.
Because they recognize me in these images that do not. That's the whole thing, is like when they try that gaslighting shit where they're
But
like,
how did
these
they
images, you're like, it doesn't look like him, dude.
But
Like-
now we know that those images that were compressed, right?
Yeah.
That aren't even the real images, that when we see the real images of the guy, I'm like, dude, the funniest thing when I see that video, I'm like, dude, if you shaved my beard off, that looks like me.
Dude,
That looks like a 6'3", 230-pound man.
that guy's
Right.
legs, you could tell if,
Yeah,
if you try
he's
to like
huge, dude.
hear him and run through him, that guy's got a sturdy ass frame. Dude,
he
Tyler,
looks
you
as
just
big
pick up
as
and dump on
me.
his head.
I'm like, I'm glad I have a beard, right? So now I'm not a Cash Patel, Cash Patel doesn't find me as a suspect, but that's my point. You start seeing stuff like that and you're like, okay, now the little bit of footage we have is just some like 6'3", 230-pound dude.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Tyler.
It's crazy town, dude.
But
let's
we're
do some-
crazy. But I'm crazy for looking at and be like, something doesn't add up here. Right?
Yeah. Hey, chat. We're also, so I want to go through I'm going to go through the hospital stuff too.
Yeah,
and
let's do
then, and then we were going to talk about the,
Somebody said, where were you at that day, Nate?
Yeah. Yeah, we can do some super chats too. And then we'll go through the hospital stuff, which is
let's do
very
it.
interesting. Cats are little guardian angels sent to you by God. I love me. Oh my God. Last night, Nate, we have this. So in our new house, we have these like custom built drawers that are like really, really like, they're like deep. I'm in my bathroom. I hear some meow. I thought I was hearing shit, dude. And Gabrielle said the same thing. I went over and I'm like, wait, I think I opened one of the drawers. My cat was smashed into the very top of it, like up against it. I have no idea how she got in there. And I felt, dude, I have no idea how that happened, man. But
classic, dude.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Love your content. Thank you very much. 100 jewels, high five, 100 jewels. Those are yours. I don't know what these jewels things are.
Oh, they're jewel. Yeah, the jewels are the new thing. I turned them on. I don't know. Maybe we might turn them back off. But,
Yeah. This is you.
On Mount Hood with my wife for our anniversary, watching you fellas keep the good work. Crisis King. That's awesome. I love Mount Hood. I've never been to Mount Hood in the summer, though. What are you doing up there in the summer? Mount Hood's a big snowboarding mountain here in Oregon.
Oh, nice. Welcome in, everyone. Please smash that like button. Oh, thank you, Michelle, my new mod.
Yeah, I need to get Michelle as one of our mods too. Michelle, I saw your message. I'm going to get to it. I promise. Sorry.
Yeah. Fuzzy says, so you're saying there's a chance Paramount. So you're saying there's a chance, dude.
That's right, dude. It's happened maybe once. Yeah.
This one's you.
Extremely low. So it's not possible. You restarted. Yeah, that's right. You're right. Maybe there is you know what's funny, Jesse? It's like somehow they'll defend the idea that a 30-06 core lock round disintegrates in midair as possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
But everything else,
yeah,
it's like no, I got to see positive evidence.
Yeah, you're like, is it
gotta see
possible
positive
that someone might have put the rifle in the chicken coop that was not
right.
and
they're like, nope, that's not possible.
There's never been a
But
person
it's
who wanted people to think that someone else committed the murder that they committed. That's never happened, dude.
Yeah. I was going to send $5, but $3 disintegrated midair. Yeah, that can happen.
Yeah. And go show Nate Valhalla some love. You guys can help support the channel by becoming a member on Discord or purchasing some merch. Dude, listen, you are an amazing mod.
Yeah,
and I'm very happy to have you on board.
Yeah, we got to get Michelle on board here. Hop Whisper says, Tiny Gary forgot to check for nipples on his body armor theory. Do you know who debunked? Do you guys want to know a funny story? A quick story? Do you know how Gary reached out to me? I had no idea who Gary was. Do you know why he reached out to me? Because I debunked Gary's body armor theory the first or second day. I was the one that said,
he said it ricocheted, right?
It was his theory that it was a ricochet. I debunked his theory, and he reached out to me to try to debate it and talk about it, and he eventually said I was right. That's how I met Gary, was him reaching out to me after I debunked his stupid theory.
But weren't you guys from the same Green Beret unit?
Yeah, but I didn't know him. I had no idea who he was.
Huh?
I'd never heard of him before, and he reached out to me and was like, "Oh, well, I see you talking about the body armor, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Yeah, I debunked your theory." But also, chat, do you know why he had that theory? Do we remember why Gary had the theory about the body armor? because Gary said it's literally impossible that a 30-06 round hit Charlie Kirk in the neck and didn't create an exit wound. So it had to have deflected off of his body armor. That was Gary's theory. I was the one that was walking Gary back off the tinfoil hat ledge into reality.
Wow.
Did we forget about that, chat?
Well, he
It's all
forgot
still up
about
on
that
my
as soon
page.
as
He
and
forgot
something
about that shit,
changed.
didn't he?
Something
The credible
changed.
Gary, right?
Yeah.
With Nate constantly debunking him and ended up being right over and over and over again. That's why I think he really doesn't like me. Is I've debunked his bullshit and I've just been right over and over and over again, and he fucking hates it. And I'm a foot taller than him, which I think really, really irks him.
I would imagine so. It irks me that you're 6 inches taller than me.
Yeah, but you're tall. You're fairly tall though.
5'7" is challenging, dude. That's But I mean, listen, dude, Rogan's 5'7". He would kick the living fuck out of me. Anyway. The bullet clearly disintegrated in air, Nate. Duh. This one's yours.
Nate, how in the world do you think Obama, Bush, Biden, etc. are not bad men? You said that the other day. They are treasonous traitors who sold us out. Because I don't think they're necessarily bad men. Just because you were, in a position of government and you were doing the best you could with the information that you had doesn't make you a terrible man. But if you want to do this, then yeah, everybody who ever served in government's a bad person. There you go. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think, I don't think those guys are bad men. If you asked about some surrounding characters, like if you're like Cheney and Rumsfeld, right, I would have a hard time defending those two guys because, yeah. Anyway, T Bizzle, thank you very much. Jesse, you skipped Super Chat's last Saturday stream. I did. Normally I wouldn't bother you, but mine I sent was first and it was $50. Didn't want you to miss the timestamp 149.30. Oh, dude, my bad. How the fuck did that happen? Last Saturday? I apologize, dude. I don't know how that happened at all. I'll go, I'll try to go check it out afterwards so that I can answer on the next one.
Robinson's argument in his filing against death penalty indictment, no danger because he was such a good shot. Jesse's preparing to plead guilty. Not true at all. Not true at all. So what they basically are doing is by doing things like this, they can lower the potential actual charges against him. And if they can get death penalty off the table in the case, even if he pleads not guilty, that way, if he is found guilty, death penalty is off the table. So no, that is, I saw the Fed sloppers try to push that as a narrative. Baron Coleman completely debunked that already.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. The point was that the intent of whoever shot him was to kill only
the
Charlie.
Defense is going to try to get trial is going to try to get the maximum possible sentences removed or reduced. That's ideal, right? That's before we even enter the trial. Of course you want to take things like that off the table.
I don't know what the exact definition of what constitutes aggravated murder versus murder one. But anyway, I'm sure that it was compelling because everyone who read it said it was.
Scientific method is really drones did it.
That's true, dude. That's true.
That's not my theory.
But again, everybody's just trying to come up with a theory that plugs all the holes.
Yeah.
You guys know where I ended up, dude.
We're just talking about it.
Just as crazy as Israeli drones, you would think. The hunter killers are here, and it's tied in with AI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All caps. Really, 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 really sucks more than Jenna Jameson. Ooh. She was my favorite when I was,
wow,
20.
Jesus, dude.
Son of Everson. The only way that the FBI story works if Charlie was slouching forward, had his neck bent, so the 30-06 would have gone through the neck and all the way down his spine. Devil's advocate. I think that's actually what they tried to say.
Yeah, but it wasn't. We've talked about this. We've shown this frame by frame, millisecond by millisecond, and no, he wasn't. He was not portrayed down like this,
dude. It's
when he was hit.
Imagine if we still were able to show the footage of him actually being shot without any repercussions. It's they
shut that down a long time ago.
Yeah, they did. What happened to his mic? No one talks about it. So
I feel like everybody talks about
it. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people talk about it. But on my stream with Didi Got a Podcast, someone super chatted that it's possible the reason why that specific camera was so important to get the SD card out. It could have been because of the audio file, because if the mic was connected to the camera. But the reality is, even if it wasn't, if the camera itself was capturing audio from that position, it's possible that it would have caught whatever the security guards were talking about behind the table. You know what I mean? So like, it could have actually been the audio that they were concerned about versus what was captured in the footage. Maybe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This one's you.
Nate Dogg, could we get a fun military story? Of course, doesn't have to be combat, but we would love to get a military story every now and then. You're a great storyteller. Thanks, brother. Yeah, so I'm actually planning on doing this. And guys, I think what we're going to do is, I already have yesterday, like I keep planning on doing members only lives, Jesse. And then I was going to do one tonight. And then you messaged me, you're like, you want to stream? I was going to do one Thursday. And then Dan messaged me and was like, do you want to stream? So, guys, I'm planning on doing some members. Maybe we'll do it after this. Depending on how long we go. But, chat, maybe you guys want to do a members-only stream after this? I was already planning on doing it. And then, again, Jesse put me up. So, I'm planning on doing stuff like this on that where we can tell fun stories like that. You guys know I don't really talk about, my stories and my service that much. Not that I don't have them. I've got a lot of crazy ones. But I'm not a big fan. People will be like, yes, you do. But I'm not a big fan of, like, really talking about myself. So that's why we don't. But yes, we could do this. So maybe we'll plan on that. Chat. We can do a members only live after this.
It's tough to tell combat or fight stories without seeming like you're trying to like I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, brag. That's why I don't like doing it, right? It's like the Tim Kennedy, like there's a whole the vet bro universe is all about this, and it's like it does feel very like look at me, you know what I mean? So it's like you said, the same thing for like fight stories, right? If you talk about a fight that you won, people are going to be like, cool, dude.
Yeah. You have to tell it in like, you have to be semi like self-deprecating if you're telling it, somehow.
Right. Which is hard to do with war combat stories.
Or knocking guys out too.
Yeah. Like, it's hard to be like, well, I was just fucking around. You know? It's like, that's not what the environment was. Yeah. Thank you, Corey. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the generosity, man. Nate Watch, ADN. I do like ADN, by the way. 1776 EMP episode, which addresses why Charlie's knees clapped together and hands clenched, which couldn't have happened if his spinal cord was destroyed by the bullet. All right, I talked to ADN. I'll message her and see what video that's from.
EMP episode, huh?
I haven't seen that one, no.
It to me appears if there's something else under there, it appears to be like a taser or something that caused him to go rigid. The same way, like it just looks like when they shoot and get a really good hit on a taser and their body just goes.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things about him being hit that does look like he was hit by a projectile, for sure. The temporary wound cavitation in his neck, and a lot of different things. But again, there's also a lot of weird stuff, like the way that shirt, the way not so much the back of his shirt that blows out. I'm not concerned with that. It is the front of the shirt that like shocks straight up, not like the whole shirt, but just like this thing does this weird straight up thing in the front of the shirt after he's hit. Like some of that stuff is like, I don't know, man. I can't explain that away with a gunshot. You
know what? Actually, let me pull this up because that's actually exactly what Jimmy. You didn't hear Jimmy ask about that, did you? I think that's.
I haven't been able to watch this yet.
I think he's literally about to ask that exact question.
Brass casing. That's the shot.
And it came from that Elbit drone that has a range of 600 yards with accuracy.
I believe. Now, the reason why am I saying it's Elbit and not the Switchback? So the Switchback is another flying drone, but we didn't spend $6 billion with Switchback.
There you go.
We spent $6 billion with Elbit. And Elbit has this entire ecosystem of drones that talk to each other. You played the clip, and the guy says one operator has 4 autonomous drones. He's not doing joysticks. This isn't DJI joystick shit.
Right.
This is facial recognition, target acquisition, infrared laser targeting, wind speed and direction determination by the drone flying over the tent. The drone that flies over the tent knows what direction and speed the wind is blowing.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
So those other 3 drones are transmitting information back to the drone that has the
Oh, that's
rifle.
creepy,
Oh,
dude.
and so
That's
they know
so
what
creepy.
So they stay.
Oh, okay.
They stay in the
That's
line, like so they can actually give exact windage. That's
yeah,
fucking wild.
they can give
dude.
all of the long range ballistic data that it needs, and this is important. All right, so chat, can I explain this, Jesse,
Yeah, of course, dude.
for the chat why this is so important? When we're talking about taking shots from 600 yards plus out, well, a lot of these things can change. Like the direction of the wind can actually change, like within that 700-800 yards, and different things, like all sorts of crazy different things are happening. What's happening near the target may not be happening where you are as the shooter, and all these different things. But if you had if you had real world mathematical ballistic data that's being collected by these drones, air pressure, wind, temperature, all these different things,
They're
all being
physically
calculated.
exactly
You
where
can calculate
the
in a
bullet-
Winstrol as a
Yeah.
shooter, backed by the actual shooter. You have when you're actually doing long range shooting, it's not just you as the shooter typically, right? It's you and a shooter spotter.
It's a
That
bunch of math.
spotter is doing a lot of this math and all these different things for you so that you can take an accurate shot. If you've got autonomous drones that are collecting all that data, passing that back to, again, I've never even thought about these things before I've heard him talk about it. Passing all that data back to the drone, which is then taking a shot, which again it's all machinery and AI and database that can just automatically, lace that shot exactly where it needs to lace based off of windage, humidity, air pressure. That's super creepy.
Yeah, it won't
That's
make
super
any
creepy.
mistakes.
I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm saying that's probably the future of warfare.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah,
For sure.
and people who are not don't know, you are taking into account the curvature of the earth at certain distances.
Mhm.
like the curvature of the earth, you have to make all these adjustments to your scope because you want to put the X or the crosshair on the target, but in reality you're actually aiming super high above the target.
Oh, yeah. For
you know
those
what
who
I mean?
don't know, if I'm taking a shot from like 1,500 yards plus, I'm not even, my crosshairs aren't even on the target, guys. I could be like, 2 feet to the left and 2 feet up over here. That's where my crosshairs are for that round to then traverse all the way in, come down with the wind to actually hit the target. So Jesse's point there, right? Like I'm not putting my crosshair on the center chest. I'm putting it like 3 feet left, 3 feet up.
Yeah.
Right. And then all the math that's going into that with the data and everything, all of that factors in. So
do they like precision snipers?
machines could do that way better than, humans could. Again, these are things I haven't even thought about. It's just like, God damn it. This is the terrifying future of war.
Yeah.
Right.
And think about this, like when they really dial it in, like they're going to use whatever round is going to be the most accurate from like 2,000 yards, because it doesn't matter about the recoil of a gun, whatever, it's just like they'll get those distances. They'll probably be able to cycle through different barrels that would fire, depending on the distance. It's going to be.
Yeah, future of war. Yeah, no thanks. I said this all the time. I'm like, I'm glad I fought when I did, because I don't want to fight against robot dogs and drones with sniper rifles. No, thank you.
The wind speed is the temperature of the everything. They know everything.
So this is the difference between the Israeli drone technology and what they've been feeding the American public with for the last 3-4 years, which is.
I just thought of something. In fairness, though, in the event that they were using a system like that, the neck is not where you would shoot. You wouldn't shoot a guy in the neck. If you could, like, if it was like that level of precision, 340 yards is not hard to hit. Is this is the absolute best spot right here?
Well, that's where you'd aim. Yeah. So right here. Why? Because in the frame of movement of what hits me in this circle based off of some type of stuff, right? Anywhere I hit from the tee box, you hit me in the tee box. This is the best spot right here, right above the teeth. That hits me straight through the face and takes out my brainstem.
Yeah.
There's no more. But if I'm right here, right, there's also what? I can hit you in the heart. I can hit you in the tee box. I can basically everywhere is going to hit you in the spine, brainstem, lower brainstem. Also, if I'm here, Jesse, look at how much space I have across, up and down, to still hit you in a lethal area if that's where I'm aiming, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of margin for error here.
Okay, so that next shot actually is plausible then.
Well, yeah, based off margin of error, but comparatively, like I'm not going to aim at the top of your head as a human ever. Why? Because one, look what the head does. As somebody's talking, right? That's moving around, right? Whereas this, I could move around, but look at my C-spine or my sternum here. As I do this, it's not a whole lot of movement, right? This is a small target. So why would I aim here? And also the sternum or the skull is the strongest bone in your body outside your sternum here. So yeah, you're going to aim somewhere right here, or if you're really good, right into the tee box, somewhere in that space here. So.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, if it's Tyler Robinson, it doesn't apply. But like a really good shooter, 340, probably put it right through your front teeth if they want to do.
Oh, for sure, yeah. From 140 yards.
Oh, I was saying from 340. If they were, for 140, they'll put it
300 yards. Yeah, that's still 300 yards is a basic shot, right? You got kids at basic training that are shooting out to 300 yards
for sure, dude. Is you not South Phoenix PD?
Oh,
that was about like okay, yeah. Oops, hang on. This one's me. Oh no, he's talking to you though, but through me. Go ahead. You can take it.
Let's see. Nate, one of your mods must have banned me because I can't buy super chats on your channel. Good humor requires going to the edge of what's permissible. I know the limits what I can't account for are overly sensitive mods. Well, they wouldn't have banned you. They can't ban you. I'm the only person that can ban you. So if you're banned on my channel, it's because I banned you.
Oh shit.
And if I banned you, it's because you were being disrespectful to somebody in my chat or one of my guests. So
I can testify that would be very unlike Fuzzy Balls. He's an MVP.
Let me although I don't see you. I don't have a very big ban list, and I don't see you on it. I'll look after this. I don't see you on my. I don't have very many people on my ban list, so I don't.
Fuzzy, if you're trying to super chat Nate from my channel, you can't. You have to go to his channel to do it. Okay,
I'll look after this, brother. But
okay,
yeah,
so this person did Laughing Disco Sunshine RFK Sunshine. I have no idea what any of that means, but with the jewels. This one's you.
Been watching you, Jesse, and Heavy Duty. The Hunter interview was your best ever. Thank you so much. You brought out the best in him and yourself. Please, an in-person range day with him. Greetings from Denmark. Yeah. So, I mean, Hunter was. People get mad at me when I say this. I actually like him. The more, I think he's a much different person than we were told. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's
my
funny
buddy,
how that works, right?
Real sharp friend of mine was saying, he's like, dude, he could potentially win if he ran for president because of the he's like a person that they can relate to his struggle, all that stuff.
That, and he's funny, right? If you watch that interview, you'll be like, this dude's actually pretty funny, and he's very good at speaking. He's very endearing. It's very surprising. So, but yeah,
he's gonna have a tough time in an election though, where it's like
I don't think he's interested.
He's not, yeah. But AOC is the current front runner on Kalshi to be the Democrat.
We talked about that last night on my show. I've been saying that for 6 months, Jesse.
That they're gonna run her.
That she would be the candidate. I've been saying that since she was like 2%. My chat will tell you. Chat, have I not been saying that forever? That AOC is going to be the Democrat nominee. We talk about it all the time, and now she is the front runner.
I saw her interview like when they were
not saying that that's my choice, chat. I'm just saying that's who I think is going to be their choice.
Dude, I saw an interview where she was talking about how like something about woke, like she's all woke one. She's like, we're not standing by any of those ideas that we had shared. She's like, that's like before. We're not doing that anymore. We're like, that was 5 minutes ago, dude.
Yeah.
that was 5 minutes ago.
She's an interesting one. It'll be interesting to see what pans out. But also, like, with elections, dude. 2 years out, a lot can change in 2 years.
I was watching apparently like her and her boyfriend broke up, and she went hard in the paint on him on social media. She was like, he doesn't respect women. He's a loser.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus, man.
So, that'll be interesting though, because first female president is one thing, but a single president, you never see that, right?
That's true.
That's almost like a requirement in politics. Like, you got to have a spouse and kids, right? You got to have.
Because what does that show? Someone at least can like live with you, and you're not crazy. You know what I mean?
So that'll be interesting because that's usually a political requirement is having that. Right.
I'm surprised that they lasted that long, honestly. Usually, if like this is just my observation, I don't have any data on this, but like if a female in a relationship all of a sudden becomes an extremely huge success, and that's not where they were when they started, that usually ends bad. Lauren Boebert was in the same exact situation.
That's really interesting.
Ilhan Omar, exactly the same. AOC, same. I don't think it's Like I know, I don't think it's those women in particular. I just think that is just what happens.
Sort of emasculating for the male partner. You think?
Yeah, and I think because like, listen, there are women who date or marry guys that don't work, and that's like, and they're the breadwinner, and it works for them.
Right.
But if you're in a relationship where that's not the case, and then suddenly the girl is like a congressperson or a whatever, usually that falls out. I from my kind of,
I could see it different if like you meet that person and they are famous.
Like, exactly.
If you meet Scarlett Johansson,
exactly,
and well, that's Scarlett Johansson. She's famous as fuck, right? But if she was a waitress when you guys met and you were both trying to be actors, and then she became Scarlett Johansson and you're still just a waiter, I could see that being.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, just imagine what that would feel like if you're, like when you get together, you make, I don't know, $200,000 a year, and you think you're balling. You're like, I'm going to take care of you, take care of your kids, take care of whatever. And then all of a sudden she's like globally famous and she's pulling in $7 million a year. And you're like, this has changed the dynamic of our relationship. Shut up and think. What's up, my dude? You silly guys just don't know how to use inductive reasoning yet. Nate, please come on my show, bro. Love you guys. This is good. He's good people, dude. I did his show. It's fun, dude.
Oh, okay. I'll talk to Jesse after then.
Cool. This one hiding how did the jewels transition? Is that money?
Yeah, they're like, I don't know. Me and Matt from Trigger Smart talked about it, so I was like, okay, I'll turn them on. I don't know. I might turn them off. I got to talk to chat and see if they like the jewels or not. I don't know enough about them. Did they explain the security guys' hand signals? I've talked about this. So I have like a 40-minute breakdown of all the security failures. If you guys are interested, you should watch that video. Trauma medicine, like everything that went into the failures from a physical security standpoint. I think it's a pretty good video on that. As for hand signals, I do not think that what you're seeing there is hand signals to a shooter who is 140 to 300 yards away. It's unlikely. Is there hand signals going on between the security team for some different things? Maybe, right? But my point with this is let's say, Jesse, the Fed narrative is true. Tyler Robinson's on the roof or whoever's on the roof, and he's going to take that shot. That shooter is not waiting for a hand signal in this environment. Right. He is going to take that shot the second he has that shot available, and he's going to get the fuck out of there. So that's all I'm trying to say with this.
It would be another piece of human behavior that would indicate foreknowledge and something that can't be explained by single trans activist shooter on the roof.
I'm not saying that they were not giving signals to each other and different people in the security team. I just don't think that those hand signals are being relayed to a shooter for him to take the shot, which some people have sort of suggested.
So it could be one.
That makes sense.
So as I just said it out loud, I realized they could be giving hand signals to each other that are unrelated to the fact that Charlie's about to get shot, and it's just a fluke.
Or related.
I think they're related for sure, but could be.
But they're Frank Turek, 140 yards away, is not giving hand signals to the shooter. He's going to take that shot when he's got the shot.
Right. Yeah. He's like, here's the bill. He's ready. Hey, it's time.
Yeah.
Shoot it.
Right. Yeah. No, that's not how that would work.
Yeah. Jules, mic drop. This one's you.
Wait till these guys see the part where Pentagon top brass arrived at Fort Huachaca the day before in a plane. The drone company uses them. Yeah. Pentagon top brass go to military bases all over the country all the time, every day. Super normal. So that's unfortunately a non-starter.
Paulie says, fuck it, Nate can shoot me with the same bullet, same distance, and keep this story.
This is what we need. This is actually what we need.
Finally, a volunteer.
This is what the people who say I have no credibility say is like, every time, Jesse, I get closer and closer and closer to reenacting the shot as accurate as it. They're like, well, no, he didn't shoot a real person in the neck, so there's no way to tell. There's no way to tell. So so thank you. Yeah. We might be able to finally put this to rest. If
you want to go out, it's a lot better than doing like a mass shooting and then doing it to yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's a terrible joke. Jesse, treat Gabrielle on me. Thank you very much, Fuzzy. Nice. Good people, dude. Finger heart, Jules.
Jules.
Like, so what? They're only allowed to use 2 words. I don't understand.
No, Jesse. So go back to that. Okay. See how it says finger heart?
Yeah.
So this is StreamYard. That's an emoji. So in our actual, if you were to be in the YouTube chat, there's like these emojis that pop up in the chat and like different shit happens. All we see on StreamYard is it says finger heart.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
but they are seeing like interactive different things.
Okay, so that makes much more sense. All right, I'm gonna read.
I thought that for a while too. I was like, what the hell are these?
Yeah. And then I'll show you guys some of the hospital stuff here. We need another test shot. 142. Oh, what's up? It's just 0. 142 yards, 9-degree slope. But first, you have to shove a 30-06 in your jeans and walk 1.5 miles. Then take a single cold bore shot and hit the target. Oh, also, and then somehow have degraded DNA on it when it was down your fucking pants, dude. You didn't sweat on it, no skin cells, no nothing, dude. It's just it's degraded for some reason.
Also, you got a low crawl with it from a camera behind you while not letting the camera see that you have a rifle with you while you're low crawl.
Yeah, and you need to throw on a black parka that for some reason you were definitely not wearing in any of the other.
Isn't that crazy that we just kind of skipped over the fact that he obviously has a giant black jacket on that we just don't know about?
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about that.
And no one ever explained why they think that the maroon guy and the black shirt guy are the same person. I don't even why do you think that that's the same person? They changed clothes. Why did you? I mean, it's so weird.
Well, because they said he did, and then we found out he didn't. Right? So.
Yeah, exactly, dude. All right, so here we'll come back to these shortly. I just want to. I made the fucking headline about the hospital, so I want to make sure that I get to this. Stuff. So, there was one thing that I actually wanted to show also, though, which was this. So I don't know if any of you guys remember this, but
hey, I got to piss real quick, Jesse. Go ahead.
Yeah, rock and roll, dude. I'll pull you back up when it's when you're back. Okay, so this says, can we all just say what we know? I'll go first. On the morning of 9/10, there was an Instagram video that Erica Kirk recorded with Charlie Kirk together in Orem. It was removed from Charlie Kirk's Instagram later that day. Did you see it? Use my comment section to tell us what else you know. So I don't obviously know. Where are the comments? Oh, because I'm not logged in. Okay, whatever. But there was a bunch of people who said that they remembered that exact thing. I don't know if you guys did, but chat, do any of you guys remember seeing that? Because that's weird. If true, because she definitely has been saying that she was not there. Okay, so this is if true, enormous development in this case, obviously. Okay, so check this out. In a TikTok video, a woman asked where all the people who worked in the ER at Timpanogos Regional Hospital. She got the answer. Someone communicated or commented that her aunt works there and they had to sign an NDA 6 days before Charlie died. Her aunt has worked there for 23 years and has never had to sign an NDA for any reason. And then there it is right there. And then, dude, so all the comments were deleted from this other one. You guys saw that, right? On this one, all the comments are gone. And on this one, they're all there. Okay, that's super weird. That's super weird. I don't know if this is true, but this is the one this is like the actual video. So check this out, okay? Because this was I actually spoke about this when they started talking about the hospital and the report that they pulled a bunch of people, like they pulled everyone out 2 hours before Charlie was shot. And I remembered that this had happened. And the other thing that I think is notable is that no one ever disputed that. Unless I missed it, no one disputed.
No, it just kind of like came and went, and we were like, "That's crazy."
Yeah, and I just ignored it. Where you're like, "All right, that's weird."
Surfacing.
So this is adjacent to that, and then also Project Constitution put up a video that I'll show you guys today, which is supposedly taken from the hospital window on 9/10. I don't know if he verified the. Anyway,
again. This video came out months back. I don't know exactly when, but it is from Timpanogos Hospital grounds. Someone was sitting there eating lunch and witnessed all this going down. Now, he says that one of the SUVs pulled up. One of the interesting things I want to point out here is they did not pull up to the ER department. the emergency department. They went to surgical. There's a entrance at the surgical side, and that's where they pulled up to.
And remember, there was that the report also that someone said that day the surgeon or whatever, they were going to be booked, like there's going to be a massive thing going on later, and that was in the wing that she's referencing also.
Not the ER. We know this is Charlie's SUV because he says that someone got out the back hatch. He makes that very clear.
Yep. And I've seen this video. She's going to play it in a second, but I've seen that. It's accurate.
It was not the back seat. It was the back hatch that someone got out, and he was wearing a white hat. Now, we know now.
To be clear, I mean, it's accurate that he's going to say it. I'm not saying it's definitely accurate.
Right.
I don't know anything about anything.
That was Frank Turek, because he has given many interviews about not having any room to get into the vehicle, so he had to jump into the back, have the hatch opened, and get into the back that way. So he must have got out that way also when he got to the hospital. Now, the other thing that is crucial in this is there's another SUV that pulls up, which this man believes to be Mikey McCoy. Now that he knows who everyone is, he still states that he believes that was Mikey McCoy. But that SUV pulls to another part of the hospital, and it's the physician's parking side of the hospital, where all the physicians park at. There too is an entrance to the hospital.
Pick someone up and beelines out.
Well, this man sees someone come out of the hospital and get into that SUV with Mikey, supposed to be Mikey, and they drive off. So who did Mikey McCoy pick up from the hospital?
Hey, you know who I think it is.
And where is all the video footage from the hospital? Hospitals are surrounded with cameras.
That's 100% true.
So,
yeah, but I mean,
they wouldn't show us that. Right?
I was going to say,
why would
the
they
public
need to show
wouldn't
us
be able
that?
to
Yeah.
get a hold of that unless, I don't think there's any way you could get that. Certainly not inside the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this would have definitely been on video. So where is it? Let's talk about this in the comments. I'm going to upload it for y'all to watch for yourselves. Please like, follow, share, subscribe, and comment.
So they head north, the first one. And they pull in right over here where it says ambulance. Right here. Then they go around over.
So this guy, for why he was there, he said I think he's like parking enforcement or something like that. And then he was just he says he was just eating his lunch when all of this happened that day. And he witnessed all of it. And then because this video is like, this happened. I mean, I think this came out a week afterwards. Because I remember like watching it and not having any,
not like understanding what it really would mean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Back here to the front where it says surgery. And I was parked right here. And when they pulled in here, some dude gets out in the back. Some dude's in the back, like of the SUV. He has like a white hat on.
This is like corroborating.
And he gets out.
Though.
Exactly. Yeah. Because
from two different sources that don't know each other.
Frank Kirk in the white hat.
But that's what I mean. Like he's explaining what she just explained, but these are two different people from two different stories.
She's describing his story though.
Right.
She was describing this video. Yeah.
Yeah.
From the, I don't know what the fuck he's doing in the back. He's not like in the back seat. He's in the back. Like the hatch of the SUV opens up. Dude gets out. Driver gets out. He's bald-headed dude.
Blake.
And then they're met by some people.
Wait a minute. Gets out of that. Wait. Who would have been the bald guy who was in the SUV that was driving Charlie?
Who was driving the SUV? Do we know?
No, and
Well, TPUSA hasn't said that.
what? Yeah, then maybe they have, but because like they can't they're all handing stuff off to each other. Someone runs. I talked to Sean Johnson about this today about how he was like, because he does personal security a lot, and he was like that. He's like, that shit makes no sense. Well,
I talked about that too, but he's also a former Navy SEAL, right?
Yeah.
Same background, and we look same as Sticky Green Beret. We watched this together and went, no, none of this is fucking normal. This is normal trauma medicine behavior.
Hey, chat, is anybody on that security team that you guys remember bald? Am I just like blanking on that? I don't remember there being a bald guy.
No.
There's right?
Not on the security team not on the security team that I don't think so.
Yes, Illumonix.
There's a Justin Strife. I'm trying to think of that. Well, there must have been. The driver was supposedly bald.
Yeah, yeah.
But then Blake Neff showed up to the hospital later with him, Mikey. I don't know. I don't follow this. This is a question for Baron and Candace. This is a question for Baron and Candace. They cover this way better than we do.
What's actually hilarious is, they had the report that someone was driving.
Everybody's saying Justin.
You remember how they had the report that someone else was driving that silver Charger, and it was a bald guy with 4 people. And everyone's like, it's Blake Neff. Like now, anyone who's bald in a report,
it's Blake Neff. Yeah,
Blake, bro, Blake.
You're 100% right. Anybody who's bald involved in this story is automatically Blake Neff. Justin, everybody's saying it's Justin Davis. Drove him. Okay,
I'll look that. I'm gonna look him up real quick.
Here,
chat knows.
Yeah, but I want to see what he looks like.
Then they threw, whoever's in the back seat, like on a what's that table they throw your ass on and then wheel you in. That thing. Now, here's where I'm at. This is where I'm parked. About 4 minutes later, let's see. 9:44. Yeah, about 5. I don't know. No, I do know. Let's just say up to 5. Another SUV pulls in. Okay. But this SUV passes me right here. That's why I keep saying it looked like Mikey McCoy. And then this one, because at the time that this is happening, I'm eating my cheeseburger and fries and a milkshake, and I have no idea what the fuck's going on. I don't know who Charlie Kirk was, Mikey McCoy, before any of this.
Wow. Yeah.
What do you think about that? Like, just evaluate. Like, what do you think he's telling? Like,
no, yeah, I think he sounds like someone that's telling the truth.
Yeah. I feel like,
the way he says it, he's like, I don't know who the fuck these people were before, I was sitting in my, he seems pretty odd. I was sitting in my fucking security vehicle, eating my cheeseburger and milkshake on lunch, and this happened. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I always dip my fries in my milkshake when I eat my cheeseburger.
He doesn't sound like somebody who's like, trying to, insert themselves into the story. He seems like a guy that was like, I was fucking sitting here, I was sitting here eating my cheeseburger, and all of a sudden the crazy shit's happening.
Yeah, and it's not like he didn't even put himself on camera either. So like,
no. I don't see why he would be. He doesn't seem like somebody that's, and he's not saying anything crazy. He's just like, I fucking saw this SUV roll up, and here's what I saw. So, and
then this other guy came up in another one and then drove away. I don't know what it means.
Yeah, he's not making.
But I'm eating my cheese.
Yeah.
Cheeseburger, and I'm looking this way. That's when I seen all that go down. Right there, right here. Yeah, let's see. And then the other SUV comes right here, passes me, looks just like Mikey McCoy. I know what Mikey McCoy now looks like. That's why I put 2 and 2 together. And then they go this way. The SUV goes this way. Once
the amazing Mikey McCoy is what you meant to say, pal.
It turns the right side right here. I can't see it. But within 5 minutes of finishing up my fries in a shake, because I remember I was dipping my fries in my shake.
Oh my God. I just made that up, dude.
You did.
I was trying to think of like, how would he remember fries and shake? Dude, I'm telling you, I did not remember that he actually said that. Dude.
I proceed to drive over here to do my job, which is to look for a place to stage our salt and then do an audit of the parking lot for snow removal services, because it's zero tolerance property. especially back here. And then that SUV was down there by the physician's parking where you can't go in. And it parked right to the side of that building. And then that's when someone came out and got in. Then they left right here, pull out, and they head south to 800 North, and then make a right.
Hey, Yenzers, how's it going?
So, and you, yeah, that's funny because I lived over there for a year, and it's like that is actually how it's like 100 North to whatever West, and it's very hard. It's like if you're not from there, it's hard to figure out. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like the again, yeah, someone said unsubstantiated. That's true. It is unsubstantiated, but it is.
But have we gotten any reason for why the emergency room was evacuated?
No, and that's what this is.
That's not a thing.
Yeah,
Jesse.
it's not a thing. So this is supposedly Project Constitution put this up. I mean, it's, obviously that guy just did that thing last week where he kind of like he trolled him and and
yeah, you got to be careful with
of course.
But PC is not always the most accurate source of journalism, but
this is reported to be a video from the hospital and on 910, and there's like a school bus or something that was supposedly moving people around, so we can watch and see what this looks like.
The hospital, there's a lot of people walking around, American flags, and then there's a large group on the corner there with a whole bunch of American flags, and there's just people.
Wait, what is this from the
Yeah, I'm sorry, let me read the accompanying post. It says
when was this from?
It says school bus visible outside Timpanogos Hospital on September 10th. Does this confirm Candace's tip that patients were bussed? A witness who was locked inside Timpanogos Regional Hospital with his family the day Charlie was killed just provided me new original raw footage. The video filmed from the room upstairs. A yellow school bus is clearly sitting outside the hospital. Listen, if this is if the metadata verifies that this actually was taken on 910, then this would be, if it's just like 10 a.m. right here, this would be a big deal for sure. In the video filmed from the upstairs, a yellow school bus is clearly visible outside. Previous reported tip ER transfers allegedly beginning around 11:30 a.m. No, I think it was actually 10:30 a.m. because Charlie shot at 12:30, right? It was 2 hours before, is what she said,
or somewhere around there.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's see what this guy captured.
And around the whole perimeter of the hospital, there's cars with like flags like all over on them.
I mean, you can see the flags on those trucks,
and he's in a hospital.
Yeah, I mean,
you can see right there.
I could literally see the flags on the truck, but
yeah, this is definitely the hospital though, because there's
right. Yeah, for sure. But like, is this from the time that he's saying it? I don't know. Right?
No
We'd
idea.
Have to have the metadata prove that.
People out there.
Yeah.
I also want to mention a little bit more about this hospital. Another very interesting tip that we received, and I believe this is a potentially explosive lead. And in the interest of protecting the source, I'm going to remove the narrative and just tell you the facts regarding what allegedly took place. Now, many of us have noted how odd it is that there were no eyewitnesses to the extremely erratic, chaotic, and utterly improbable ER scene that was depicted by Brian Harpole, where are the witnesses? Where are the witnesses to the events that took place that day at Timpanogos Hospital? Where are they? That's a scene. Didn't they see him doing that? Didn't they see Dr. Harpole House? Well, listen to this. I am told that at some point in the 10 o'clock a.m. hour on September 10th, so to be clear, and this is crucial, over 2 hours before Charlie was shot, the Timpanogos hospital staff directed everyone who was in the room into a different wing of the hospital. People were not sure what was going on.
If that's true, bro.
If this is true, I'm sorry. This is not something that happens at a hospital. I'm not saying it like I don't know, right? I have no idea. It's so ridiculous and it's so out of regulations. There's literally no time you would have ever seen this happen ever at a hospital.
No.
If it's true.
If it's true.
What the
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
If
we evacuated
that's true,
the emergency room 2 hours before this happened. Just the coincidence. Think about, let's say that's a coincidence, Jesse.
Yeah.
It's a coincidence that for whatever reason they had to evacuate the emergency room at a hospital that just coincidentally 2 hours later Charlie Kirk is shot in the neck and all of this happens. That's a pretty wild coincidence if it's true, right?
If it's true.
Who knows
if it was verified, that would be one of the, I mean, that would be just, for me, I would be like, I'm right for sure. You know, where it's like, because like,
if that's true, that they evacuated the fucking emergency room 2 hours before Charlie was brought in there, I would probably throw my hands up and be like, okay, we're in ridiculousness land.
You know what's interesting too, though, is he said that they went around to the surgical area, and that would actually make sense because you can't control who's going to come into the ER, right? Like if you need
that's the whole point of the ER.
The ER is you don't know who's going to be there. The surgical wing, you can schedule around it, you can clear it out, and it's a controlled environment. Right. The ER would not be, you know?
Yeah.
What's the longest you've ever had to wait at an ER in an emergency situation before?
Pretty long. Not for me personally, but like family member, couple hours.
Yeah.
Depending on how busy it is.
Yeah. We had to take Genevieve in like a month, maybe 3 months ago when she had a really serious concussion. She puked like 50 times, super scared. There was no one there. But I one time had to bring a guy in who lived with us when Gabrielle and I were first together, and he ended up having encephalitis and meningitis simultaneously that he got from having the West Nile virus. And we just happened to like come back to our house to pick something up, and he was in the kitchen. And like, have you ever seen someone with a brain infection before? Have you ever seen, dude, his eyes were this big, and he was just like, he's all, he looked like someone had spiked his water with like 10 times the dose of ecstasy that anyone should ever take. And I was like, have you taken anything? And he was just like, no. And I was like, because we were just going to go meet my friends. I'm like, I don't think we can go. I think we got to take this guy to the fucking hospital.
Right.
So we took him. Yeah, we took him, and then they weren't taking him in, and we're like, dude, I think this guy has a really serious problem. And we were at a Kaiser. My dad worked at Kaiser. I called my dad. I'm like, you need to get this guy in. Like, he's going to die, man, I think. My dad called, they got him in, and it saved his life. He ended up in there for 3 months. This guy was already skinny. He lost like 30 pounds, dude. He had to learn to walk again, all this shit. He got a West Nile virus, and we because we made a joke about it. We're like, oh, West Nile virus, you know, because normally most people don't have anything happen. And he was one of those.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, dude. He would
but I mean, like, you factor that back into what we're talking about here with an ER.
Yeah.
Do you know, let's think about why would they evacuate an ER? If they were going to evacuate an ER, an emergency room, it would be because there's something massively wrong. You got an electrical problem, a fire, right?
Like treat people because of XYZ.
We can't treat people here, and we need to evacuate them out there. So you wouldn't evacuate the ER just for an hour later, more people to be brought into the ER.
Yeah. Yeah, especially like you move everyone to another wing.
No, that's not a thing. But again, like, is that true?
No,
I confirmed it. I don't know.
And the other thing too is like if you were real, okay, so let's just say that we're really evaluating this for the likelihood. Why would they wait until the day of and then take this kind of action to make sure that it's going to be empty versus having something planned?
Ooh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Like if it's pre-planned to have this all happen, why do you even have fucking anybody in there to begin with?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I
mean, listen, I love for it to be true because obviously it would validate the theory, but like that I have a hard time getting around. Like, why would they have to do that the day of, you know?
Mm-hmm. Staff was directed to move everyone in the emergency room to a different wing of the hospital. Then after some time at approximately 11:30 a.m., patients were informed that they would be transferred aboard shuttles to Intermountain Hospital. That's Utah Valley Hospital.
What?
That's where Georgia, my youngest, was born. She was born in
Dude,
that
but
hospital.
like that's not a thing. You are not going to evacuate the ER and put them on fucking school buses
No way.
and transfer them to a different hospital just to keep the ER open
Yeah.
for
But,
a
I mean,
new
dude, maybe they had no other option except to do that, and they knew they were going to do it the day of, to clear it out or whatever.
I'm just saying, look, I don't know if it's true or not. I remember hearing this story. I'm just saying, if everything Candace is saying, and I'm not saying Candace is like misrepresenting anything here. I'm just saying, if this story is true, I'm sorry, dude. Like there's no way that's.
There's no explanation
I'm
for
all
that.
of a sudden in the camp of like, maybe Jesse's fucking right.
Yeah,
If all of a sudden we're
report's
evacuating hospals,
what else could explain that?
Come on, dude.
Yeah, but
that's not a thing. But apparently it might have happened.
Yeah. Well, and one thing is like someone was saying she hasn't shown any proof, but the thing is like then this is important when she talked to Andrews. It's like she's not saying she knows, but she's saying she was given a tip about that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No. Well, that's the other thing I hate. Like you saw the entire debate with Candace was like, Candace didn't provide any proof of her claims. It's like, she doesn't have to. That's the prosecution's job, dude.
Yeah.
The prosecution needs to provide proof and evidence that the person they're trying to put to death
dude,
committed the crime. It's not the defense's job to provide evidence that somebody else did this.
Yeah.
That's not how any murder trial has ever worked ever in the history of America.
Yeah.
No, it is incumbent upon the prosecution to prove the person that you were trying to put to death committed the crime.
Yeah.
Right? Not the other way around. So that's what's so crazy to me is the other side's like, prove it. And it's like, no, I don't need to prove it. All the defense needs is reasonable doubt. That's why that term and phrase exists. And why the judge will tell you if there is reasonable doubt, do not say that you think he's guilty. Right. And so that's what's so crazy about this is how they've tried to reverse card this, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, you got to prove
reverse card this. Yeah.
That, and you're like, no, that's not how any of this works. You know?
Totally. And it's my buddy said, he's like, if all of the people at TPUSA are involved, this is another metaphor that's like the university's like, it's like they were throwing him a fucking surprise party, except the surprise is that they're going to murder him. I was like, dude, that's true. Like if all of them are involved, it just doesn't. I mean,
which I don't think. I don't think that at all. But
I don't think TPUSA killed him at all.
But dude, well, here's the thing. It's one of those things of, do I think they were involved? I don't know, probably not. Maybe not. But I do always watch how people act after something happens, right? Whether it be the government, whether it be people involved in anything. The way that's what I say, false flags, right? Let's do false flags as a comparison. I always say, watch what happens after the event, right? Trump's a good example with the ballroom, right? Remember the White House Correspondents' Dinner?
Yeah.
All right, there's the big assassination attempt. And then all you heard from Trump, from TPUS, or from all the MAGA influencers, ballroom. And you're like, oh, okay. So what's really going on here? Obviously, this was a bullshit story to push the ballroom. Right?
Especially when the judge just made it clear that you can't spend money on the ballroom unless it is for security for whatever. So it's like, I guess.
Let me tie it all back though, right?
Yeah.
So watch what people do after, even if they aren't involved. How do they use a situation to their advantage? Well, that's what I watch with TPUSA. I say, how are they acting after all of this has happened, and how are they leveraging this incident to their advantage, right? So that's what I think where TPUSA gets sketchy to me is not necessarily that they were the ones who did it, but they definitely have tried to take advantage of the situation and completely change the trajectory of the organization and all those things. You can't argue that.
Not at all. And I want to show you this clip now because I don't think there's a lot to add to the hospital one from here, but this clip of Candace is we'll play this super chats and then we'll talk about that case that we were talking about with the mom. But this one, She challenged Hassan to look into something. And when she's talking about it, it so clearly makes it obvious like what the purpose of this was, or at the very least the aftermath and how it's being used. So you're like literally exactly what you were just talking about is in this clip.
Piker, he is a streamer on the left, and I learned in this clip that I'm about to show you that Blake Neff tweeted, because it's their new line of attack against me. Here's what Blake Neff.
They hate Hassan.
He wrote, Hassan Piker is openly celebrating Candace Owens, calling her a queen because she single-handedly undermined the effort to martyrize Charlie to go after the violent radical left. Hassan says that Tyler Robinson probably did it, but my heart says go Candace go, because she is helping the left so much. The radical pro-violence left knows exactly what a gift Candace and her ilk are to them. Okay. So
it's crazy that he is saying something like that out loud. If you know, like where I'm like, that's kind of like my hypothesis in general, is that was what the purpose would have been, as at least a big part of it.
So I would like to actually hear, or have you guys hear, what Hassan Piker said. And I would like to respond to this, since they're all pushing this around, because, you know, we're supposed to accept the Fed slop of left versus right. And again, you're going to hear him say that I've had him blocked for years. So it's even more ridiculous that they're trying to pretend or allude to the idea of this partnership between me and Hassan Piker. But take a listen to what he says.
I can't speak out against this queen because this is a queen that successfully and single-handedly undermined the Republican initiative to martyrize Charlie Kirk and use that example to crack down on political dissent. She dropped a grenade on the discourse. You understand? So I'm with her. It's hard. It's hard for me. My brain says, no, it's probably Tyler Robinson. But my heart says, go, Candace, go. Keep cooking. You know? Does that make sense?
It's literally the first thing he's ever said.
No, but hey, let's talk about what he said.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. And I'm not a Hassan guy. Okay. No. I'm not at all. What he said is not what Blake Neff said that happened there, though, right? What he said was Candace Owens has stopped the Republican initiative to turn this into essentially a left versus right political hit job. Mm-hmm. That's what he just said, which is actually, I agree with that, because that's what they tried to push. Transfery leftists, right? Yeah. As soon as this happened. So what Hassan was saying there, and again, I don't agree very often with anything that Hassan says, but what he's saying there is like, no, Candace stopped the Fed slop, easy, the left crazy, left versus right divide story that they wanted to wrap up in a nice little fucking bow on a president and hand it to the public and say, yep, the transfery leftists did it. It's all political violence. You got to accept it. Don't ask any fucking questions. Yep. That's what he's saying. Candace stopped, and he's correct right now. And I think he made it clear that obviously they're not friends and they don't agree on much, but he does have an actual point there that yes, had it's not just Candace, it's like everybody in the space just been like, yep, you're right, Kash Patel, transfery leftists did it, thumbs up, and we all just moved on with our lives. That's what they wanted. That is what the feds wanted. That is what the official narrative wanted. That's what TPUSA wants. That's what the Republican wants. That's what MAGA wants. And Candace did fucking throw.
She dropped a nuke on it, dude.
She did throw the grenade into that and said, "Nope, that ain't gonna fucking happen." Right? So
I mean, listen, like that. The name of my series is The Manufactured Martyr. That's like my entire hypothesis is what the purpose of all of it was. But
they love that, right? If somebody on the left says something like this, they're going to use that immediately, right? Because this is the whole point of this stuff is to create division, is to create this artificial left-right divide that doesn't actually exist.
That's my biggest thing that I say. I reject left versus right completely from now on. Like I refuse. If there's people on the left that are like, trans the kids and like burn down the cities, I'll be like, fuck those people. But I'm just done with the two, like
somebody had a good comment here, Jesse. If you see it, somebody said for Candace, it's not about left versus right. For Hassan, it is. I'd actually agree with that. I would agree with Hassan looks at this as a politically advantaged situation for him that detracts negative optics on the left. And he likes that Candace Owens is doing this because it's even
For
like,
sure.
I think that's a great comment. I don't think he is doing this out of the goodness of his heart.
No,
whereas
not
I
at
do
all.
think Candace is actually. So I think
Correct.
that's a great Candace for Illuminok that said that. I think you were right on the money with that.
I totally agree with that. And
Great
again,
comment
it's
on
like,
that one.
yeah. I am well, let's hear her comment afterwards is great.
I can't like her tweets because she blocked me many years ago. This is before she became our hero. Okay. Many years ago, Candace Owens blocked me. I've not been a fan of Candace Owens. I am a fan now.
I'm not exactly sure what I am supposed to have a problem with. And this is kind of the running themes of what we are seeing in Brandy Zajazny's article is that essentially they are saying Candace ruined an opportunity to pin this on the left, however wrongly,
Yes.
to unite the Republican, to create this sort of Republican initiative to just start attacking the left, however wrongly, doesn't really
100%.
matter. After Republicans were kind of fractured because people.
It's like if they didn't do it, then
she's
like,
100% right.
If
She's
they didn't do
100%
it,
fucking right. It's obvious that was the goal.
That's my thing. Is like, listen, as much as I don't agree with any of that fucking trans like initiative to try, I don't agree with any of that shit. But I'm not going to pretend that I think that they murdered Charlie Kirk.
Right. Yeah.
Actually care about pedophilia on the right. The Epstein files mattered.
Yeah.
And we weren't accepting this idea. Get focused. Midterms are around the corner. Ignore the Epstein files. We said, no, we are not going to ignore children being harmed. We're not going to see ourselves as just Trump supporters who should be supporting him no matter what. Even when he effectively ran, you could certainly say Vance, everyone around him constantly said, as soon as we get in there, here's what we're going to do with the Epstein files, Kash Patel. His administration was running on something that we cared about. This is what they're essentially saying. They're saying you ruined an opportunity to, however wrongly, have us unite around Charlie's death and stomp out the left for something that they didn't actually do. Now, here's what I'm going to say and offer back to the left. All I did here was pursue truth. I didn't do this for the left. I didn't do this for the right. I did this for my friend Charlie Kirk because I want to know who actually killed him. And I am not convinced this had anything to do with LGBTQ rights. If I was convinced of that, I would certainly be the biggest voice against it. I think you guys probably know that. But I want you to remember this because this is not the first time, as what Hassan is describing, we had an event that could potentially, I'll say allegedly, be coordinated by the feds, which was meant to cause a left-right war. Here is your homework, Hassan Piker.
Great, dude.
Look into what actually happened on January 6th. You took the bait. The left took the bait. Okay. This was a different world. Yeah. I would say in 2020, I think that's when that happened. January 6th, 2020. It was a different world. We were all more divided. I count myself among that as well. But none of us were willing to take a look at the facts. And we were going, oh, I'm team left or I'm team right. And as more and more has come out about what transpired on that day, it was without question an opportunity for us to look up and see who rules over us and who benefits from that. And people were wrongly arrested. People who were encouraged to go into the Capitol on that day. If we're all seeing now for the first time that there is an effort by a minority, a very powerful minority who doesn't actually care about left or right, to seize power from citizens, full stop, by allowing something terrible to take place and then saying, here's what we must get done and here's what we must pass, a la 9/11, then we both sides, so to speak, needs to do its job and be realistic about it. So I'm not anybody's hero or anybody's queen. I am somebody who cares deeply about what happened on September 10th because my friend was killed. And I have the sense that we are being lied to about it, particularly by the federal government.
How fun? I mean,
wow, she just fucking cooked. Holy,
come on,
I hadn't
son.
seen that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Come on,
dude.
son.
Wow.
And I love it because it's like, it's not only is she's like, okay, so look,
Wow.
like I will give you that, like, we are, like, if we don't think that the left did it, so we're completely willing to exonerate them if they didn't. But why don't you take a look at, all
No,
of this stuff.
she just cooked there. I mean,
Yeah.
everything she said there is just like, yup, all the uniparty, everything involved in there. Like she's saying, like, hey, chill out, fucking Hassan. We're talking about things a lot higher level than the left versus right divide here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never used to consider,
Wow.
like, there was,
I hadn't seen that clip before.
It's recent. It's from like 2 days ago.
Oh, okay, recent. That makes sense then. Yeah.
So like I had always thought that the idea that there's like only actually one group that pretends that they're warring with each other and all that like it's all scripted. And I was always like, nah, dude, I think there's like there's like real conflict there. And this is like the first time very recently that I've considered where I'm like, all this shit might be scripted, like all of it, where
welcome.
It's just so easy to rile people
Welcome,
up.
Jess.
I know.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Come to our side here in the left versus right fucking is all bullshit illusion side of things. Yeah, I mean that's my video today on sorry, brain farting. What's her name? The big trial going on right now.
Oh, the woman?
Yeah, Lindsay Clancy.
I gotta I just told
that was my entire point with that video was like, what do you guys think this really is? Now, I'm not saying that the situation that happened itself horrific, but the way the media is using this trial, it's the new next big culture war, left versus right. We got to hate each other right into the midterms, right? This is what they do. They do it over, and this is what they try to do with Charlie. This is what Candace is explaining. They try to do this exact same thing, which is like, let's take advantage of this situation and turn it into a left versus right, to keep everybody fucking distracted from, like Candace said there, the Epstein files, right? The fact that our government is no longer a sovereign government. There's 100 different things that we could talk about here.
Yeah.
And they use this culture war slop.
6 words. This is our 7 words. That's it. That's exactly it right there.
Yep. 100%.
Yep. Because honestly, like people are so predictable in terms of how they're going to react to things. And it's like, I just thinking about that, how it's so bizarre. Cause like my family in the Bay Area, they are like Democrats. And it, like to the point where they're MSNBC or die, to where like things that are very clearly being like fed to them, the opposite, they are immovable on it. And it's stuff there. I'm like, how could we see this so different? And it's like I can't wrap my brain around it. Like how could, and I think all of it is by design, the exact same situation.
Of course it is, dude.
You know what I mean? Spun to where it's like,
this is what I say to people. Jesse, think about this. Think about, people that are Democrats, I'm sure. People that are Christians. People that are Jews. You probably know people that are Muslims. People that are Black. People that are Hispanic. In your daily day lives, when you're interacting with them, are you even thinking about these types of things if they're your friends, right? Never, right? Never, right? But somehow, the way it's portrayed to us is that we're all against each other, all the time, the left versus the right, Christians versus Muslims, Black versus white. But in your day-to-day life, when you're interacting with your friends that, may have all of these different things than you never actually feel that or see that.
No.
And that is because I believe, and this, that's my channel, right, is pushing against this, that this is all an artificial divide to keep us distracted from the elite apparatus that is fucking raping us, dude. That's that is what it is. And it's like, if we could ever just stop for a second and do what Candace just did and be like, hey, thanks, but no, we are going to be focused on the issues here. This isn't left versus right. It's not any of these things. Dude, we could probably fucking fix everything, but they don't want that to happen. You know what I mean? That's the uniparty, the people in power. They want to keep us divided. Yeah.
And this is the most recent super chat. We'll go back and we'll pick up where we left off. But Brian Horpel said on the Sean Ryan show that the ER was empty.
Did he?
Wow.
I was just talking to Sean last night. I need to ask him about that. That's fucking.
Hey, you know what else you should ask him about is hey, did you find it weird that Harpole didn't know whether Charlie had a pulse in the SUV when you asked him about that? You know, like he asked Harpo.
I need to watch back
Pulse,
that episode.
and you watch Harpo kind of go, you know, because you realize at least my hypothesis is that he goes, Sean is an operator. He knows I have to know the answer to this, and I don't know what other people said about whether or not he had a pulse in the car or whatever. You know, like because it's like because he said he doesn't know, and you're like, how the fuck would you not know that? You know what I mean?
Well, you would if you know anything about trauma medicine. You know what I'm constantly checking on you is your pulse.
Yeah.
And you know why? Well, you know, I might want to check your radial pulse. And the reason why I'm checking your radial pulse is because if you lost a ton of blood, I no longer have a radial pulse. Why? Because your blood starts to pool up into the core to keep you alive. So all of these different metrics help me understand where you are at stability wise with a patient in trauma medicine. But you're telling me Brian Harpool, expert security team, trauma medicine, I was the one with my hands in his neck. You don't even know about
Clean hands, though. Clean hands.
You don't even know about the basics? That's not good. That's not good.
That's weird. Robinson has not entered a plea. Is that true?
No, not yet. No. He didn't have to yet.
Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated.
Those are the Jules memes. I'm like, I am. I got my Gatorade right here.
Gold coin. Gabrielle is coming to talk about the trial with us because.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. It's hot in here.
No, everywhere. It's cooler.
Dude, our AC, like half of our AC broke. So like downstairs, it's hot. It's 103 out. It's 85
Texas.
in my house.
And you're in Texas.
Yeah. Wait, what happened to the other?
Right.
Here, let me figure out this screen in a second. Okay. Positive evidence. Positive evidence.
Positive evidence. Positive evidence. Positive evidence.
New member. Oh, welcome, dude.
That's Anna Wilson, dude.
Yeah, I just dropped an amalgam of new members only stuff. That is all this old stuff that I had private. I'm talking.
I need to start. I need to start my members only stuff.
Yeah.
Chat. We were going to do it tonight. I don't know if we're going to get to it.
10 Jules. Great show so far. Great work. Thank you so much, dude. I know that's what I was saying is I need to set up like I need to add a new screen. Whoops. What just happened? There's like, dude, there's always there's one where Nate, there's like one where we have smaller, like where we're not so like zoomed in. It like disappeared.
On
wait a minute. Let me do this. And then what the fuck? Yeah,
there's the box versions.
Yeah, but I don't see anyway. I'll figure it out here in a second. No, you do have to because you are the one who knows about the case.
I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Whoops. First, Rob didn't X OBL. Second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's for me. First, Rob didn't kill an OBL. You should do a full show with experts for each thing. Okay, yeah. Like I wouldn't know about that. One of my good friends is Brent Tucker, who he's suing. I know 1,000 times more about all of this than you do. Did Rob kill OBL? Probably not. Was he the fourth man in the room that shot his dead body? Most likely. Does that really matter for when we're talking about the credibility of Rob O'Neill, who has multiple silver stars, and whether I like him or not, which I do not personally? Does that take away from his credibility as a special operator and a DevGru operator? Absolutely not. Go fuck yourself. Don't pretend like you know anything more about that than I do.
And the whole thing about questioning, questioning Rob O'Neill's street cred on this is like, dude, he was on the Osama bin Laden raid. Like
that's my point.
He was on the Osama bin Laden.
That's completely irrelevant. Do I like Rob O'Neill personally? No. He's suing one of my good friends. Does that mean Brent Tucker will tell you himself Rob is still an absolutely fucking legit DevGru operator? Was he the ones that put the bullets in OBL first? Probably not. Sorry, Rob, if you see this. Was he in the fucking room and on the raid? Yes. So let's not pretend like he's a fucking nobody. Get the fuck out of here.
SEAL Team 6, dude.
Yeah, dude.
SEAL
right?
Team 6.
Yeah, let's fucking relax. That's a whole different story when we're talking about credibility, right?
Gabrielle's joining us because she knows about the case that we're going to be talking about here.
I don't.
What's her name?
Lindsay Clancy.
Oh, you know about the case?
Oh, well, you know more than we do.
we were talking about how they're using it as like a wedge issue now, where even Matt Walsh and Ben Shapiro are arguing.
Do you want me to show you real quick? I can show you. I've got them. I still have all my stuff from earlier lined up, and I can just blow through these to show you guys.
Here, this one's
So-
yours though.
You should watch the entire video on Colin's theory. The snippet you covered doesn't include any actual compelling information. I will. We
I will.
just,
It's an hour long. I mean, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
So Jesse, let me just run you through these. I put these in the video, right? If you pull it up so Gabby can see.
Yeah.
This is all you're gonna see from MAGA, right? Here's Laura Loomer. This week on Tucker Carlson, Lindsey Clancy didn't strangle her kids. Israel did it. Sarcasm.
Oh wow.
MAGA
Oh,
news.
Shut up, Laura.
Right. So, but let me just show you guys what they're doing, right? MAGA news. Okay, but also look at the font. Like this is when I talk about we've all seen this, the scripted MAGA talking points, they all blast off at the exact same time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The JD Vance, Carmelo Anthony, you know what? The JD Vance, more of it. Marco Rubio HQ, same goddamn thing here. Hodge twins, bizarre that they're doing this because their Instagram page, right?
I mean, she's not getting praise.
The JD Vance. But my point is, these
Yeah.
are all the hardcore MAGA pages, all with the
Yeah,
exact
those are
same
crazy.
font, the exact same posts. Like, here we go, right?
Like
Same
nobody's
thing.
advocating for
Same
people who kill
thing.
their children.
Same thing. But this is all MAGA page. ICE headquarters, same thing.
What?
Babylon B, same thing. Matt Walsh, same thing. I mean, there's, right? This is Men Rejects, same thing. MAGA page, MAGA page, MAGA page. And it's all, as you see here, right? The
I didn't
left
even know about this
explains
case until
away.
Gabrielle told me about it.
It's
But my point
everywhere.
is they've turned, you're good. There's 1,000 of these online. Regardless of the case, I don't even know about the case. This is what I've tried to tell people. My wife does, Gabby, just
Mhm.
like
Gabrielle
you guys
does.
love
Yeah.
you guys love your true crime, right? So
Yeah.
you're good, Jesse. You can bring us back up.
Okay.
But my point is, I didn't even know about the case, but I'm like, why is my inbox flooded with MAGA fucking pages, all with the exact same scripted talking points that we always see with this, right? Whenever it's like the new thing happens, right? It's like
Wedge issue.
wedge issue, right? And every single one is like the evil left, the evil left, the evil left, and it's like,
Yeah.
And then
Okay,
the
what's
left has
actually
the
happening here?
identical thing back. The right says blah.
right,
blah,
yeah,
blah.
exactly.
just
So it's turned
nonstop.
into this left versus right fucking slop issue, culture war issue, and it's like, is the case even have anything to do with politics? I feel like
No,
it doesn't.
nothing. Zero.
Nothing.
Yeah, so there we go.
The part of the case that grabbed my attention was Gabrielle. Tell him about the drugs that were in her system in the quantity.
I mean, I would have
Very
to
weird.
look up the list, but she had an enormous amount of like pharmaceuticals in her body, but each one was within like a dosage range that wouldn't flag anything on toxicology.
Yeah.
But like,
Wow.
But they're all
several.
benzos.
And
Did she have
the
like
cra-
13 different?
Yeah, it was a lot. And they were like broken up into lemonade. Like if you were going to do that, wouldn't you just take them?
Yeah.
What?
Like why in the lemonade?
Is that, and that's been verified for 100% sure that it was in the
That's
lemonade.
the last thing that I saw.
So like, yeah, because like, basically like she was the report anyway was that she was having some kind of like postpartum like psychosis or some
Psychosis,
shit,
yeah.
and she kept going to the doctor, and then she would try a medication, and then she'd say it's not working, then she'd try another one.
Mhm.
So there was a million meds,
And
but
she
like all of them were in her system for some reason, and it was like, which is super bizarre. I'm not like, listen, I got no theories on this fucking case. I just
Yeah,
know
me neither.
it's
Yeah, I got
super
there's a lot of
fucking to have
weird
8 different benzos that she definitely was not in. Like, I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. Because again, I started seeing this case everywhere, and then my wife, probably like Gabby, all of you guys are insane. You love true crime, serial killers,
It's
right?
just so
It's like-
crazy.
That's all my wife listens to. Is she's going to murder me at some point? I'm pretty sure. But I asked her because she's into this. I'm like, what are you following this thing? What do you think? And she's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's pretty fucking weird. There's a lot of really weird stuff behind this.
really,
And I'm like-
really weird stuff.
And I'm like, all right, shit. Because all the guys I'm seeing, right, are telling me how this is like, the most open and shut case ever again. But I'm
Well,
trying to
so, I mean,
purposefully not involve myself in this case because I'm like, God damn it, dude. I don't want to be a part of it. I
Yeah.
don't want to know. It's also just it's so gross to me, the whole
Yes.
story, that I'm just like, I don't even want to.
Oh, it's horrifying. Yeah.
Any the Chris whatever that guy in Colorado that killed his kids and threw them into the and his wife Chris. Oh my God, this is like one of the most famous cases ever. But that I can't even think about that story. Like that story is too much. I mean, any way you slice it, 3 infants were strangled to death, and you're like,
Yeah.
by parent, and you're like,
Yeah, no,
look,
that's what I mean.
can't
That's why I
remember
didn't even.
around
I
that
didn't even
having
want to
ever
get
happened.
involved with it,
Yeah.
even look at it because of just that by itself. Where I'm just like, oh,
Yeah. It's
horrifying.
unthinkable.
Yeah. Yeah. But she apparently had like these, the reason why some like I guess she's getting sympathy and like it is a very bizarre thing where people are like, where she has these journal entries about how she feels and whatever. And she's
Every
like,
medication, how it impacted her, how it wasn't working. Like she kept copious notes of everything. She reached out for help several times. She called crisis hotlines. She checked herself into she put herself on a voluntary psych hold. I mean, like the system failed her, in my opinion, like really, really badly. And
you guys know Gabrielle is willing to bury people alive who fuck with kids. So like she's not
that's how my wife is too, you know. That's how
her
Brittany is too.
actions at all.
Yeah.
Just
Chris Watts,
for the
that is.
record. Yeah. But it's just like, I mean, the whole thing is unthinkable. And I mean, I don't really know what to even make of the whole thing, but like it was very clear that she was completely out of her mind and tried to get help. And I mean, if all of that was like real, the husband saw it all for sure. She had like a cabinet full of various like pharmaceutical medications. Like, why was she alone with the children? Why is why is he traveling? Why is there no one there? And
his girlfriend looks exactly like his wife.
And
that is so. Brittany showed me that, and I'm like,
crazy.
She showed me side by side pictures. I'm like, okay, this is fucking weird, dude.
They are.
So you know what Brittany
exactly
did? She showed me a 4-panel picture, and 2 of them were each of the other ones, and she said, figure out which ones are which. And I was
really?
It's crazy.
Yeah,
I
without
saw
me knowing,
pictures.
she was like, which 2 are the same 2? And I was like,
and there's like
I have
evidence
no
that
idea.
apparently like their relationship wasn't official until after, all of this happened. But there's some evidence that it was going on beforehand and that he was just like cheating on her and leaving her while she's in the midst of like this postpartum psychosis.
God, see, that's always looks so bad too.
So bad.
Doesn't necessarily mean he's the one who did it or anything like that, but you see that and you're like,
Yeah.
I mean, dude, having young kids is very, very challenging in general because they require so much work. But like, and the wife is breaking down on top of that, and you're just like, oh my god.
So for me, and again, I don't know anything about the story. I'm trying to stay out of it, but I just watched the reactions. And what I think, like, it's almost like both sides are getting it wrong, like always, right? Which is, you see, like the Matt Walsh site, where Matt Walsh is taking a beating right now because he's come out and said that postpartum depression isn't real, and it's just because women are selfish assholes that hate their children. No, he literally said this. This is why he got in a beef with Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro actually called him a moron and was like, fuck you, dude.
Because his wife's a doctor. So she's like,
anyway, Matt Walsh, this is like the Matt Walsh MAGA side. That's like the MAGA men side that are like, no, postpartum depression isn't real. Women are just selfish. And they hate children and all these things. He literally said that word for word.
Wow.
But then you have the other side of the women that are like, oh, well, this is an excuse and she should be exonerated and she should be innocent. It's not her fault. And I'm like, sorry.
Relax.
Like,
yeah.
No, I'm not going to say that that's okay either. Right. So it's like to me, it's one of those things of like, hey, maybe we could look at this case if we were a good society and be like, to Gabby's point, obviously this is a situation where this is a real issue that she most likely didn't get the care she needed. But at the same time, does that exonerate her strangling her 3 kids? No, I think she needs to be, in my personal opinion, I'm not going to say it out loud, but 2 things can be true at the same time where we can maybe have empathy and understand this is a very big issue that we should maybe pay more attention to for women, but at the same time also not be psychotic and be like, no, she's innocent, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And honestly, like, I don't
Gabrielle? You said, Gabby, do you think her husband maybe OD'd her, killed the kids, and pushed her out the window? That's the alternative theory.
That's what I mean. That's like,
there's some really, really strange things with the timeline that don't add up, like her body temperature, the amount of time where like her Apple Watch was tracking her going upstairs.
Hang on a second. You said the body temperature.
Her body temperature was like,
slit her wrist though, right?
Yeah.
So if she bled out a ton, she would be at 85.
But
like,
it wasn't enough time
God damn,
for
see,
the
I don't
body
know
to
anything.
drop
I don't know
that.
anything about
Yeah,
this.
like
I
she
should
slit her
probably just
wrist
keep my
and
fucking
jumped out of a
opinions to
second-story window.
myself.
Yeah, it,
she
I just-
she
I
slit
don't
her
know
wrist and
anything
then
about it.
and then she like threw herself out the window with slit wrists and had
onto snow.
And was it the husband that brought her to the hospital?
The husband found her and called 911. EMS came.
Why
But
the fuck would he do that if he
it's-
killed her?
I mean, she didn't die. I mean, I don't know, but it's like
God.
the timeline's just weird for her body temperature to drop to 82 degrees. And it's unclear
And in the
when,
snow, though, bleeding out in the snow.
but it
right?
was only like maybe 15, 20 minutes. It's not enough time to drop that much.
I do agree with this though. Like when I looked at the pictures of that guy, I was like,
Oh,
this-
he's a creep.
like this
Yeah,
doesn't mean that
he's
he
creepy.
did anything, but he looks
He's
like
got
a fucking
he's got
weirdo,
the
dude.
Tyler
Yeah.
Robinson,
the crazy
Lance
eyes.
Twigs,
Yes.
Michael Crooks, like dead eyes. Which
Yes.
is very
Exactly what I said to Gabrielle.
Like
is I was
sociopath
like,
eyes.
the kind of
Yeah, he
person
does-
who
he
can
does have
stand
those
in
eyes.
that environment, but is completely detached from like,
Mm-hmm.
like he's.
I saw, I knew nothing about it, and Brittany showed me the picture of the husband, and I was like, that guy did it.
Yeah,
Without
that's what I
knowing-
said.
Yeah.
No, without me knowing anything about the case
Yeah.
at all, I was just like, that fucking dude. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Again,
mean,
I'm just saying,
maybe he
chat, don't
didn't,
come
like,
at me. I'm just
do
saying
it, but he certainly didn't help it not happen.
yeah, he's a creepy bastard too. when
Yeah.
you see
I
him.
mean, yeah, and like your wife's going through that, and she's got the kids, and you're out in New York banging a chick who's her identical twin. That's fucking
Yeah.
crazy town,
Yeah.
dude.
And the new chick is like an OB, and I'm pretty sure Lindsay was like a nurse. So, I mean,
Is that true?
God.
Oh my god!
I
I'll be
could be
back 1 second, guys.
I could be
Yeah.
wrong. Let me double check that. But yeah, there's some really, 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 really strange things. Like really strange things. Like the timeline, it doesn't seem like there was enough time for.
Didn't he change his clothes too, or something like that?
That's what I saw. I haven't verified that. Like one camera picked him up in one outfit, another one in a different outfit. But like the amount of time for her to do what she allegedly did, harm herself, throw herself out the second story window, and then being in the snow, she wouldn't have been in the snow long enough for her body temperature to drop in the time that he was gone. And if she had done that prior to the children, it's very strange, but it's also unclear when they took her body temperature. Like it's not really clearly noted if like EMS took her temperature, if it was taken at the hospital, but
You said she was in the snow, right?
mhm.
Dude, listen, I don't have a dog in this fight either way, but like if you're laying in the snow, like 50, even like 20 minutes just in the, like, dude, that shit hurts, man. You're wet.
Mhm.
And if she's not wearing proper clothing and she's bleeding out, core temperature 85, easy, I think.
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Really?
It takes a long time for your body temperature to drop to 82.
Okay, so let's say I jumped into the
14
ocean.
degrees.
Let's say I jumped into the ocean when in the freezing middle of the ocean when people
That's
get hypothermic
different.
super fast.
Yeah, but
why would that be different?
The moving water is constantly bringing like there's something about the moving water that makes it colder
Really?
than like laying still in snow.
Nate, do you know anything about that? Like as like a
What's that?
medic in terms of like body temp? Because I was just saying like
I didn't hear. I just literally put my headphones.
No,
back.
yeah, I was gonna say like if you jump into the ocean in the middle of the ocean where it's freezing cold, you're gonna get hypothermic super fast, right?
Immediately. Oh
Yeah.
fuck yeah! Wet water is the absolute worst.
See?
Yeah, and then
Wet
but like
water.
what about in the snow? Like in the
Or
snow
excuse
though?
me, not wet water. Cold
No, I
water.
liked it.
Cold
Yeah,
water.
yeah.
Yeah, cold.
Yeah.
Cold water. Cold water is the
Yeah.
absolute
Yeah.
worst. You're gonna get hypothermia faster.
Yeah,
than
because
anything with cold
because the
water.
water moving is like constantly bringing in like it's
100%.
colder than like laying in snow.
But snow is
Oh,
gonna turn
100%.
into water
100%.
on your clothes.
No, but it's
100%.
not.
You're-
It's the moving water that's the.
If I were, let's say we were both like I was naked in two different environments. One was to go lay at same degree, 32 degrees, or let's say 30 degrees outside. I go lay in snow compared to 30-degree water. I'll get hypothermia 100 times
Exponentially
faster
in the water.
in the water than I would
Yep.
just laying in the snow.
Because you're submerged in it or whatever.
No, it's because it's moving. It's
It's
like
just
it's
well,
drawing the heat away and constantly bringing in like new coldness.
Huh.
Yeah,
I
wet
don't
wet water, bro. Trust me. I spent a lot of time in fucking cold water
Yeah.
in my career. There's nothing worse. Nothing worse for hypothermia than cold water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can run around in the snow naked and be fine, right? Dude, I could go butt naked out in the snow, and as long as I kept moving, Dude, I could stay alive for hours. You put me in 30-degree moving water,
Forget about it.
hypothermic in a minute or two,
Mhm.
maybe.
What if you're bleeding out though? What if you're like you slit your wrist correctly and you're bleeding out and you're laying in the snow?
Well, then I'm going to go hypothermic much faster, not even because of the snow. That doesn't even matter. I can go hypothermic in 100-degree heat if I'm bleeding out.
Okay.
So that's just going to compound the issue even faster, right? So no, bleeding out is going to make me go hypothermic, even if it could be 110 degrees outside and I could still go into hypothermia based off blood loss.
And so like her core temperature was 82 degrees.
82.1.
But
yeah.
she had slit wrists.
82.1.
And 82.1. That's what they're saying. The time doesn't really make sense. She also had a cervical.
Somebody
injury.
just said 30-degree water. You mean ice? No, actually, I don't.
If
mean
it's
that,
moving,
because
it won't turn into
water-
ice. That's why the
Yeah.
lakes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's why a river can be like way lower than 32 degrees.
It's why you keep your pool pump on when you have a freeze.
Yeah.
That's why.
You learned something about physics today. Good
Right?
job, guys.
But what was I was looking it up. So they're saying
But-
like if she went out the window before he got home at approximately 6 p.m., like they're saying how would she go 16-degree drop in body
Core
temperature in a short period of time. And then she was also like stabilized pretty quick. It's unclear like when they took the temperature, like if they took it when the EMS found her or if it was at the hospital. But either way,
Well, not
That's
either way, because
crazy,
it says
though.
20. It says that they had to transport her 20. What did it say?
Yeah, but
20 miles. Well,
20
that-
minutes, but she would have been in like a thermal suit.
Yeah, they
and
would have stabilized her in a
Yeah.
thermal blanket and
Yeah.
done all that type of stuff.
She also had a spinal injury. She's paralyzed from the waist down. So like that also can
What?
contribute. Yeah.
Who throws themselves out a window?
Someone who's literally
That's what I'm
out
saying.
of
Like
their
shit.
mind.
Like that's why when people are like, she wasn't crazy, you're like, she strangled her kid,
She's
split her
most
wrist, and
certainly
threw
crazy,
herself out a
dude.
window.
Yeah.
That's not a thing that a person does. That's in their right mind. Like
Wow.
there's
Oh.
much easier ways to kill yourself.
Yeah. I mean, she was clearly on another planet mentally. And I mean, I don't know. The time is weird. And she also like had a phone call with him at, let's see, he came home at 6. I'm looking at the timeline. Where was it?
It was like a 14-second call, and he reported that.
Yeah,
she was
he talked to her
distracted
at
or something like that.
5:30 or 5:34, and she sounded pretty normal. And then at 6:09 is when they found her. So that's what, like 35 minutes.
What year? Did
Even
this
if it
happen?
happened like right then and there, 35 minutes. Well, she would have had to, of course, like sadly the children first. So get whatever, how long that takes. I don't even want to like imagine it, but doing that and then getting upstairs, slitting her wrist and jumping out the window, being in the snow. So what, maybe like 15, 20 minutes tops.
Jesus Christ.
It's-
But
Maybe I
also,
should look
like,
into
if-
this story. This story is insane.
It's nuts. And they have like the Apple Watch data of like, it says like she climbed stairs at a certain time. So like they can kind of like tell where she was. It's crazy.
But
It's crazy.
think about this though. Like he says she sounded normal, but she had been dealing with this for months and months and months. Different. So like her normal, like he calls and she,
I think
and
that-
he's having an affair with this chick in New York, most likely. So he's just like, anytime he talks to her, it's just touch, like minimum
Yeah.
amount of time I need to talk to her to make
Right,
sure
right.
whatever. And it is a 14-second call. So
I
she's
think
like,
the implication
I'm
of
doing whatever.
normal, like what they're saying with normal, is like it was before anything occurred.
Sure. Yeah. But like I saw the defense attorney questioning him, and like again, I've very like light looked at this, but they were asking him about the timeline of the pharmacy, and like they're all, so you drove at whatever time. They're like, so you should have arrived at 5:13, and they're all, you didn't arrive till 5:29, and I'm like, I mean, like it could have been traffic, there could, and like
Yeah.
it's
Right.
years ago. Like who the fuck would remember like a 12-minute gap in your drive to the pharmacy after like 3 or 4 years, or like how that
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
Could have stopped for gas. There's like a million things that could happen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
tricky
God.
case, dude.
Yeah.
All right, let's do
How far
something
are they in
super
the
chats. We got a
case?
million
How
of them.
far? Again, I haven't been watching it at all. Are they still like doing evidence and back and forth? or
They're
are
bringing in like witnesses or character witnesses
they...
or
Okay, so
whatever.
they're
right now.
still
Yeah.
they're still in the trial.
And his mom, Patrick's mom, the husband's mom, testified for Lindsay.
Oh God, that's not good.
The
That's
mom
like
did?
damning. Yeah, her mother-in-law, his mom testified
Wow.
for her.
What did she say?
Wow.
I don't
What's
know.
Patrick? What's his name?
Clancy.
I want there. Yeah,
And she gives this look after her testimony that is just, I don't know.
at her husband. or at her son?
I think it was in the direction of Lindsay, but she gives this like nod, like I don't know.
She's like, my son's
she
a psycho
felt
and I know
compelled.
it.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's the mother-in-law right there.
Whoa, the mom looks fucking
Yeah.
batshit too, dude.
I mean, she doesn't look that crazy when she's moving.
Dude, oh God.
my God,
You got a
yeah.
picture of it?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Jess?
show you right now. Hold on. That's the mom on the far right.
Whoa,
I took that back. She's
Jesus.
just got her eyes in a weird position. I took
Yeah,
that
it's
back.
probably just a bad photo, but
So this, and then this one is his new wife.
that's
Mhm.
so creepy, dude. They're twins.
Yeah. I mean,
And
I
look-
get
I
it.
mean,
People
look at
have
that,
a
dude.
type, but
No, that's
I
too
mean-
much, dude.
And she's
Yeah.
not wearing makeup there. Like you throw makeup
There
on her,
was
they're the
another
same
photo.
person, dude.
No, I know. This is like I said, before I knew anything about this, Brittany was like, look at these 4 people. Tell me
You
which
can't-
one's which.
yeah, they're
and I was like,
indistinguishable.
I'm like, I don't fucking know. That's all the same person.
it's really weird.
That is bananas, dude.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah.
That is one of the most like aggressive. Yeah, that's
Dude. Okay.
yeah. Oops. That's wrong.
Okay. Again,
Mhm.
I don't want to give opinions. I've been trying to like
I don't even know
not
what my
weigh in
opinion
on it
is.
because I don't want to look at the trial. But now I'm like, God, this actually sounds super interesting. I can see
Yeah.
now why everybody is.
Yeah.
Somebody said Andrew's live talking about you, Valhalla. I saw Andrew said if I pay him $10,000, he'll prove that he was in the army and all this stuff. I'm like, no, actually, Andrew, you can pay me. Here's my counteroffer. You pay me $100,000 and I'll allow you to be on my platform to show everybody that you aren't completely full of shit. So that's
Yeah.
my
Why?
counteroffer.
Why would you need to pay him to prove that he didn't lie?
No, he needs to pay me $100,000 and I'll allow him on my platform.
Yeah.
So that's the counteroffer. So Andrew, if you see this, you pay me $100,000, I'll give you the grace of coming on my platform because you're a no-name piece of shit with no resume and
He's
you're pretending to be
horrible.
all the things that I actually am. You give me $100,000 and then you can try to show everybody that you're not a lying, stolen valor, grifting piece of shit. That's the deal. You got to pay me. You got to pay me $100,000 though, because
For
again,
that.
hey,
You're
that's
getting a
one-
bargain. He's
Yeah.
getting
Hey, no, that's a
bargain.
bargain. That's 1/3
Right?
what you paid Candace. That's a bargain
Mhm.
right there. Yeah. So that's
he
the
is a
counter.
terrible, terrible person.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah,
I think he's
a fucking
unwatchable.
chud. He's a chud.
TPUSA is overwhelmingly not gay. At least 75%. That one's you. This one's you.
Oh yeah, let's knock these out. All right, down in Colombia, stuck from the Quake. Look, UVU Army Drone Weapon System 2010. Sure, they've had more. ARSS Sniper. Okay, I tracking. Got it. I'll have to. I got to watch the whole Jimmy Dore episode.
This one's you.
Has anyone looked into if anyone on the TPUSA team that day has a Part 107 commercial drone license? If not, that's a $250K fine per photo video clip. Well, TPUSA said they didn't have drones. Remember? That's what Brian Harpole said. Tiny Hat Gary. This is a good one. I prefer just Tiny Gary. He's a complete shill, and everybody knows that. Love you guys. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. My only fear is that we'll never learn the full truth. Well, we're not going to.
We're not going
Never.
to. Aggravated murder, I believe, is when you might have accidentally killed someone else in the process of your murder. Yeah, that's the. I've heard that. I just haven't looked it up itself. And thank you very much. That is very generous. I appreciate you.
That's a barren question right there.
You're both scumbags. Facts.
Right on.
Ask Gabrielle. She could fucking testify to
That's right.
that, dude.
That's why we have great lives and beautiful wives. Is
Yeah.
scumbags.
This is you.
You should cover the other part of Colin's claim in this interview where a verifiable spy plane capable of releasing drones descended to a low altitude and circled near UVU on that day. So a lot of people have brought this up to me. Again, guys, I had not had a chance to look at it. Me sitting down with Jesse was my first chance to do it. So I will get to it, probably.
And full disclosure, I watched part of it's an hour long. The whole thing's an hour long. I've watched a couple parts. I wanted to show the intro and then the part that we looked at.
ChatGPT just froze, then crashed on me. Told it twice to forget everything it's learned about CK before giving me info about Supernecks.
Oh.
I served in Ramadi in 07. I'm ashamed of you.
Sure you did, buddy. Sure you did. Just like Andrew Wilson. I bet you did.
Yeah. This one's you.
Member stream with stories would be nice, but I understand if it's not that easy to do. No, we're going to be doing them. We're going to be doing them. Plan on it. We might do one after this, guys. My wife and kids are out of town. So that's why we're Saturday streaming.
Streaming
so.
24 hours.
Yeah.
I meant TPUSA is not talking about the mic. Oh, yeah. Well, they're not going to talk about anything that isn't Tyler Robinson did it
Yeah.
with the candlestick in the pool room.
the parlor. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
If the back footage was cropped, that would not have killed the audio, right? Maybe there were some bits of exploded mic on the ground. Yeah, I mean the back footage, see, because they showed Candace the footage through a FaceTime, which didn't have an audio track. I mean, it's all speculation.
So
there's
the
something
audio,
on that audio.
yeah,
or
the
there's something on
audio
that
all
video feed.
depends, right? Was like the Rode mic is going to internally save that. Also, it's going to be externally saved depending on how you have everything. I don't know how they have their audio equipment set up, so
yeah,
it's hard to know. You know what was an inside job? The Bush family is bad. Bush Sr. is evil. Well, he worked with my dad in Vietnam, so there's that. Ooh, my dad might be evil too. So is Obama. You're totally ignorant.
Oh my God. Stream over. Your dad worked with him.
Yeah, in Vietnam, my dad provided security. That's a different story for
wow.
a different day. We can't really talk about what they were doing. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. You're
But
right. You
hey,
got us.
real quick,
You
I will
got
plug
us.
this Dauntless Dialogue, which is the website I plug all the time. I don't get any money from them, nothing. They just dropped the 6th episode of Order Out of Chaos about the day you guys are referencing, and the most
You
recent
can't
one.
even say the date.
It's all about
No, not on YouTube.
It's all about the
They'll-
insider trading, very
they'll
specific.
flag you.
It's fucking crazy. Dude, check this out, Nate. The 9/11 Commission, the way that they explained the insider trading
As
that were
he
all
just
the
said it.
Yeah,
all
that
the-
you're not supposed to say that. but-
all the short sell and like put options that were put on the specific airlines.
Yep.
The commission said, well, we proved that they were random because none of them were connected to Al Qaeda. And they're all,
Hence random.
and then so they're all, yes,
Oh,
obviously,
of course.
obviously they had no
Of course.
foreknowledge because they weren't connected to Al
There's
Qaeda.
no way they would have known then. Yeah.
And Al Qaeda did it. So there's no way that this would indicate
Right.
anything other than that.
I like that. That's some
Yeah.
good circular reasoning on that.
Yeah. Love you both. My son gave me a bullet lesson yesterday. My 11-year-old son, who took 4th in adult Lee Enfield competition, is unconvinced and thinks that this is ridiculous. He's got a bright future, that boy.
Smart 11-year-old.
Or how about great evidence to support drones swell as long as a lot of evidence might charge both? Is that strange? Backup plan, right? More.
It's a lot for me, brother.
Yeah, AC in the ear. Sorry. Okay.
Sometimes
Check
these
out
are-
Baron on the letter from CK to BN.
Who's BN?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Nate, you were spot on from day one. Andy promoting magic bullet theory is dumb, just like the JFK narrative. But Candy has muddled the waters with the CK coming into her dreams and Sumerian time traveling bullshit, because she said one time that she had a dream about something and it completely discredits all the work she's done over 10 months. I don't know, guys. I don't.
Yeah. This is the thing.
It's not really how things work, man.
I get like they're pulling very, very specific clips, showing them out of context, and that's the only thing that any of these guys see.
That's what everyone
That's the
does.
only thing that they see is they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this bitch is crazy." You're all, why don't you watch her shows every once in a while, dude, and just see how you
Just
feel?
like more than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yep. But I mean, that's what they have to do, right? Is clip farm, little clip here, pull it out of context. They do it to me all the time. They do it
They
to
do
you
to
all the
everyone.
time.
Yeah. It's the game.
Yep. Corey says, what's going on, fellas? You think the camera behind Charlie would possibly show a drone in the distance? Nah, probably not. Not from 400 meters or 400 yards away. You're not going to see a drone in the air.
Yeah, it's got to be something else on that footage.
I'm a former Army Delta Ranger. Yes, just like Andrew Wilson. I've taken shots at targets where I had to take 2 shots because the first round broke up midair, mostly 30-06s. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. Just like Gary at Paramount Tactical and Andrew Wilson will tell you, yes, 30-06 bullets disintegrate in midair on the way to their targets.
It happens sometimes.
From Gucci Shoots, I remember watching the frame by frames, there being a black hole show up in his shirt collar where the weird stuff apparently directly under the exit entry wound looked like the same type hole when you shoot a t-shirt. Do I remember that? I haven't looked back at the actual footage in so long now, of the impact, because we can't show it on. But all right, thank you, brother. Have you seen all the outrage over Hassan singing "We Are Charlie Kirk"? Why aren't you mad? War, oil prices, forget that stuff. Get angry at the left. Yeah, that's the midterm push now, guys. Right?
I did
the fact
see
that gas is $5 a gallon. Inflation's out of control. You can't afford your fucking groceries. But let's be mad at Hassan Piker and Candace Owens, because that's what
It's gonna
all
fix it
about,
all.
baby.
Yeah. Dude, so there was the gas station was out of regular yesterday, and I was like, gas shortage. Gabrielle's all, no, they probably just had a
I'm
late
like,
shipment. And I was
just-
like, no, I think, but either way, diesel out here, diesel is like almost $6 in Texas.
Ours
That's fucking insane.
diesel's like $6.50 a gallon here.
Yeah, that's wild, dude.
Mhm.
Decorticate posturing after my gunshot wound to the head. Complete C4 LTBI. Sometimes my body does the same
Yeah.
that Charlie's did. Yeah, well, you got there's two different of the posturings. We talk a lot about that in my episode with Sticky Green Beret too. But yeah, you did kind of see that, right? The decorticate posturing of when he got hit, right? Brainstem injury, things like that. So we did see some of that.
Initially, when someone floated the "it's not real," that was my immediate response. I was like, "Nah, man, I've seen a million people get knocked unconscious, and they tense up just like Charlie did." And
Well, there's two different types. There's decorticate posturing and decerebrate posturing. For chat, you could probably correct me if that one is the brainstem, and I believe one is the cerebral cortex, and it's a little bit different based off of. Again, I'm pulling up shit from 10 years ago in medical training, but two different types. So depending, Jesse, you've probably seen. There's one goes here, right? Yes,
and then sometimes they go like this. Yeah,
and then one goes there like that too. So yeah, there's like the two different ones depending on where you're getting the lights out from.
It's fucking scary when guys get knocked out like that. You're like, fuck, man. It's
Yep. So there you go. Chat's nailing it. Nate's a fraud. Ooh.
Oh.
Gary's we got Gary and Andrew Wilson's burners in the chat. My bad. I hope you guys watched the plane portion of the Door episode. It shows how they got there and explains the foreign planes. Also, the FBI slowing it down. Just interesting for any of you guys. Thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that whole episode here this weekend.
Anybody remember the shot? Someone closing the trunk behind the tent, shape charge mic, then the drone simulate rooftop shooter. So yeah, I had Algus on, who was the first person I heard about the crack thump thing, and he thought that his theory was that they were shooting a real round into the back of that SUV. I don't understand the physics of what they were, of that theory, but I watched the behavior of the people who were opening and closing that SUV, and they don't look even a little bit nervous about a round that's about to get shot, within feet of them. But,
Wasn't he supposed to drop evidence? He was supposed to drop positive evidence. He's supposed to drop a DD-214. He's supposed to drop an FFL. He's supposed to drop his sniper school certificates, and we haven't seen any of it. Turns out.
but they take his word for it, though. He saw a text message where Charlie said, "The left is going to kill me tomorrow."
Yeah.
He saw it.
No way.
That's what he said.
Trust him, guys. Trust him.
Wow.
Jesse and Nate, can someone that has access to a rifle and a pair of skinny leg jeans put a rifle down their pant leg and show how fucking ridiculous and impossible that would be?
Owen Benjamin
Someone
did.
just did that on X.
Owen Benjamin did.
Yeah.
6'8" Owen Benjamin put a 30-06 down his jeans and is the most 6'8" Owen Benjamin did that.
Owen Benjamin's 6'8"?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's the most obnoxiously retarded thing you've ever seen. It's still so gigantic on a 6'8" man that you're like, okay.
And somehow all the DNA is degraded because there's no skin cells or sweat down your pants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Israeli boutique sells a necklace, explosive, cute.
Ugh. Compressed photos equal compressed bullet does not equal drone. Not sure what you mean here, brother, but thank you. Feds, Tyler Roberts 3.6, no foreign involvement. Shut up. Also, feds. Economy is great. War is great. No foreign involvement. Shut up.
I actually saw a clip today that JD
You're not
Vance
wrong.
put up. He's like, we are now finally seeing that young people are going to be able to afford their own home. I'm like, what fucking movie are you watching, dude?
Sure they are.
No.
Thank you for the jewels. We just showed a statistic that actually home purchases are at their lowest level since before the Great Depression. So that's probably good.
Oh, home ownership percentage or whatever.
No, home purchases. Home purchases are lower than in 2008 after the collapse. They're
Yikes.
lower than that and 1929. So that's probably fine. That's probably fine.
Yeah.
Good time to buy.
Yeah, but nobody's selling either is the problem. The spotter drone thing is making me think about the individuals with the backpacks on both sides of him. Interesting.
AOC, always overrated and condescending. I bet you we could think of a better one than that, Fuzzy Balls.
Yeah.
I bet you we can, dude. I want AOC in my bedroom.
God.
Ew, son of Emerson.
Jesus.
Jeez, she's only been single for like a week, you know?
Nika says you, Jesse, could have the funniest 3-person podcast ever. I just know it. Hunter, Valhalla, and Jesse, all 3 wearing sunglasses, please. Yeah, I mean, I like, for one, Hunter's down. We're gonna have Hunter on a live stream here soon.
Oh yeah, I'm in, dude.
Yeah, so
I'm in.
Hunter's
great.
great.
Hey, we're gonna talk them stories. He's not allowed to talk about when he's doing politics.
No, Hunter's awesome.
Yeah, could what Valhalla was saying about where he'd aim combined with CK's movement account for where it landed if a drone did it from 600 plus yards?
For sure.
Sure. Yeah.
For sure. If you think about you're still shooting let's say a 30 caliber 7.62, whatever they're claiming out of the drone from 600 yards, there is still time of flight from that bullet from 600 yards away to the target, right? I don't know. I'd have to do the math. Somebody can do that, but I would say probably a second-ish or 2. And in that time, yeah, Charlie could move his head up, down. A lot of different things could happen.
I think this one's is this. Wait.
Is this for me? One of the security guards smiles when he arrives at Charlie's body. We've seen that. We have seen that one.
Yep, that is very bizarre.
Jesse is a shitbag liar, disinformant construct. Okay,
that's true, dude.
Okay,
that's true. And I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids. They say the bullet shatters and only have a few pieces left, but the 30-06 doesn't just shatter unless it hits hardened steel. Yeah. Well, in our case,
but does it shatter when it hits hardened steel? Because
we shot
Nate's test when I shot through 3 different levels of steel, it didn't shatter.
And Dan did too. I did. We should
through.
Redo the steel test with the core lock. I'm sure it goes right through it.
What do we got? Sorry. My one of my teammates just texted me. Okay, Jesse. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong one. I was going to look at the Jesse's a shitbag again. All right. DAOCR Neocon with Massey third party Massey wins. Well, we'll hope he runs. Valhalla, what's up with the tactical talking snacks about you on X? I don't know. I don't have X, so I don't know. They talk shit about me nonstop, right? All the little TPUSA fake experts. Yeah. Well, JD, I do believe there is a state that went back to firing line of death row. Let's set up a test. Y'all
Utah.
are crushing it.
Utah allows you to elect that if you're going to get executed.
Oh, really? Firing line? Firing squad?
Yep. I believe it was Officer Bagley that stated they believe it's the same guy because they were wearing the same shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
got him.
He's got Converse
he got
the rarest pair of shoes ever. Like, what the?
Are those Converse?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Black.
Are those size 10
Converse
black
All-Stars.
Converse? Oh, there it is, dude. Yeah.
Well, shut down the investigation. That guy killed him.
yeah. Wrap it up, boys.
At the end of the Jimmy Dore clip, they show pics of the drones and the shot. I know. Okay, we will for sure both watch the rest of it.
Proud mama moment. My boys want to debate pickles with you. Too funny. They love you. Appreciate it. Jesse, I've already put my offer out to Andrew Wilson, and we'll do it for free. We don't have to. He has to pay $100,000 to come on my show to try to prove that he was actually any of his claims. But my open offer to Andrew Wilson is still here. You can come on. We will openly debate 2 subjects: physical fitness and Army service.
Physical fitness and
Open debate. Bring it on.
Love it.
Check out Baron Coleman on the letter from CK to Benjamin.
Oh, that was BN earlier.
Benjamin. Oh, okay. I will check that out. Hey, Jesse, speaking of UVU computer science facility, Dr. Lynn Tharkery passed away unexpectedly on 2/3/26, shortly after a house fire in December. Please pass my number along to Nate. I need to speak with I know who you are, but I'm not. How am I supposed to? I don't remember your handle if we've been talking through email and text for like the last 100 years, dude. I just remembered. I'm like, why would he think that I know.
How are you?
Okay, I will. Sage Fool says, also early in the investigation, there was an eyewitness who said a man was confronted by a science teacher about being on the roof.
I did see that.
Dude, so much stuff happened early that when you go back and look at it, it's like, Does AOC have an OnlyFans? She must be good at something.
Not yet.
Nope. She has been showing her body though since
Nancy Mace has headed towards an OnlyFans account in a hurry though. If you want to talk about a politician that's getting weird, she's anyway. Nate, brother, the brass flew on the jet the drone company uses to deploy the drones. Watch the rest of Jimmy Gore's clip because a second jet was tracked over the crime scene. It was a demo, guys. Again, I love you guys. Thank you. I promise you. I told you at the start. I hadn't seen it yet. I'm going to watch it, and then we'll reconvene. Okay.
Nancy Mace, she seems a little old for that, but she looks like a little minx.
It's a market.
You haven't seen her new pictures and her new YouTube channel? Bro, she lost her governor race, and now she's got a YouTube channel, and she's like in scantily clothed, and she's got like new tattoos everywhere and shit.
What's up?
Oh yeah, Nancy Mace. Yeah, see, there you go. Right, yeah. She's thirst trapping, dude.
She is thirst trapping. She's all. I was running for governor, but now you can see that that was gonna be a terrible.
Now
joke,
for $4.99.
That was gonna be such a bad joke, dude. This one's you, Nate.
Nate, can you please explain why the AOC hate? I don't hate AOC. I don't even trash her at all. I don't get it. She's surely a million times better than the alternative. Being woke is nothing compared to greedy boomers, PDF protectors. Look, I don't agree with a lot of AOC's politics. She's not my choice personally, but I don't hate her. Why would I hate AOC? You know what I mean?
I don't hate anybody.
Yeah.
Fuzzy, Jesse and Nate 420 puts me great entertainment for me.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Not saying the hate is coming from you, Nate, just in general. Oh, so there's on Twitter or on X. Yeah, so people really don't like when Nate does things like ballistic tests, right? When I come out and just like replicate what happened and it doesn't fit the narrative of what they want. So they crash out really, really, really hard. The reason why is because unlike what Tiny Gary will try to tell you, is I actually do have a really impressive, credible resume. And so when someone like me says, or Rob O'Neill or a bunch of other special operators say, this doesn't make sense, that really hurts their narrative, because having someone credible criticize the official narrative is very, very damaging and damning. So that's why you see them crash out on me so hard.
Yeah. I'm going to go back to this super fast and just point out that AOC, within 10 days of Charlie Kirk getting murdered, went in front of Congress and said that Charlie Kirk wanted to repeal the Civil Rights Act because he didn't want black people to vote, which is an absolute outright fucking lie.
I don't remember him ever saying that.
No, he definitely did not say that.
Okay. I was going to say, oh my God, I missed that
absolutely lied. I mean, it's the way she worded it is so slippery, very intentional to make it sound like that's what he said, which was absolutely not what he said. Her evidence about the hospital, trust me, bro. I mean, the whole thing is like during the debate also, he's like, what's your evidence that he was in the restaurant? And she's like, I talked to the manager and we saw the receipt. So you have no
eyewitness accounts. Yeah. No, that doesn't count. Yeah. Dude, he said he was like, eyewitness accounts don't count as evidence. Yeah. And you're like, they don't?
Yeah. What are the thoughts on Lindsay Case? We talked about that.
Justin
Davis. It's Davis. Yeah, Davis, I looked that up. I can't find a picture of him though.
Who is he?
Y'all are great. Valhalla. I was Jack's first ever mod at Black Scale Survival. We love Jack on the show. We cleaned up chat and YouTube issues started growing again, getting the word out. I would love to be a mod for you and Jesse, JD, and Dan. Help. Yeah. Hey, message me on Instagram, brother.
And then connect with
more
me.
Good mods. Thank you. And I love Jack. Yeah.
What happened to Erica being pregnant? And yes, you both are gay. That's a fact. Love you both. Keep up the good work. VFT YouTube, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, sir. And busing the patients out prior to Charlie arriving would be stranger.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Alley Top Files had guy on that was there. Okay. I'll take a look at that. Wife works in the ICU. They had a bomb threat last night. They didn't evac the hospital. Had town police, state police, and even Delaware State in Maryland. So, well, there you go. Yikes. Bomb threat, and they still didn't evacuate the hospital. So that's pretty wild. What's crazy is no one from the ER has said either way. Why hasn't someone said I was there or I was shuttled to another hospital? Good question.
Mm-hmm. You would think if that was not a true statement that they would have very quickly capitalized on that and been like, that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, where are we at? Is that me?
Yep.
Hassan is a rage baiter and master baiter, if you will.
What's up, my fellow degenerates? What's up, my dude? Love you guys. Thank you very much, Jess.
She told him, do your homework, and then gave out the wrong assignment.
That was you.
It's important to recall that no matter what we think happened around January 6th, Trump was also the president then. Yeah, people forget about that. And the FBI was involved. It was his FBI. Do you think we'll ever get really what was going on that, Jesse?
No. And I also like the whole thing with that pipe bomb was really interesting earlier this year, where it was like, someone was like, oh, we identified who it was. And it was this girl who was on Capitol Police who now works for the CIA. And then 5 minutes later, they're all, we got this guy. It was this lone guy who's retarded.
Right.
And can't
They're
speak.
immediately like, never mind.
We found him. He lives with his grandma and he doesn't have the ability to speak. You're all
right.
All right.
He's deaf mute, it turns out.
Yeah. Don't worry. It's him, though.
Yeah, we'll probably never get that.
Brian Harple said on Sean Ryan, the ER was empty. Oh, yeah, we did that one. That is
That's creepy.
Yeah. Hey, fellas, the most compelling part of John's theory is the drop in altitude speed of the plane, drop off, pick up the drones. Highly recommend entire. Yeah, we'll definitely.
Yeah, I got to watch that.
Once 8 people recommended it, it's like, okay, I need to go watch that for sure.
Yeah, that's how it works for me, too.
Yeah.
36 feet of gauze. Come on, Harpool. Did he say 36 feet of gauze?
God. Like what for Charlie's
to
wound?
wrap him?
Trauma gauze.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he's saying he pumped 36 feet of trauma gauze into that wound. No, he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't have, and with no blood on his hands.
Yeah, no.
Where were the police? Thank you very much. Where were the police drones? Why were the police not on the building guarding the entryways to the rooftops? Someone had to direct them to stand down. So I'm not sure if there's always, like, if it's the president, like in Butler, you're like, why is the Secret Service not covering a rooftop that is 150 yards away directly in front of where the president's going to stand? But, like Charlie Kirk on a college campus is different. Yeah.
I don't think it's that weird for them to not have had him. I mean, I think it's a failure and lapse in their own security, but like, why would police officers that are just there for, a random person speaking on campus having drones up and all this stuff, to your point, Jesse? I don't think that's that odd.
Yeah.
I do think that his own security should have had them, but
yeah. Much love to both. And again, I just, on the human behavior part where like Eric and all them, they're all, Brian Harpole, he's a hero. It's like,
no, he's not.
I mean, listen, I feel like if my security team, like if I got murdered,
well, why don't you ask
like
Gabby
Gabrielle
that?
Wouldn't be calling them fucking
Why don't you
heroes.
ask Gabby that? Gabby, if Jesse got unalived at a public event and someone like me broke it all down for you that it was 100% failures of the security team that he hired, would you publicly come out and call that security team a hero and then keep them on staff as his spouse?
No, that's weird.
There you go.
Gabrielle would be like, they did great.
Failed at their only job.
Yeah, I've been making them lunch every day for the last 2
Your
months.
one job.
Your one job was to keep him alive.
All of them are
and
like,
he's dead.
Don't feel
So,
very good. She's all, just keep eating the lunch. Just keep eating the lunch. Slow poison, dude. Much love to both. Great work. What do y'all think about Mitch in y'all's opinion? Does he have picks?
No, he doesn't.
No. CIK, many prayers, much love. And what about Hades playing over Colorado?
We're gonna look into it.
Yeah, we're gonna look into it for sure.
We're gonna look into it.
This one's you.
Nate, does knowing the history of how the U.S. military has been used, does the motto of your unit feel a bit ironic, to liberate the oppressed? No, because actually Green Berets have done that pretty well across the country. For those, a lot of people don't know that one of the main mission sets of Green Berets is humanitarian work. So if you talk about some of the big earthquakes in Haiti and a lot of these different places, it's actually U.S. Army Green Berets that have been some of the first on the ground that have been able to actually facilitate and help with a lot of those things. So because we are always in about 93 different countries at all times. So when a big event like this happens, it's usually Army Special Forces.
Because your guys especially, like, you guys integrate with the local populations.
And our job, right? Like, let's say Vietnam or let's say Afghanistan. Did I go in there? I went in there with other Green Berets to try to liberate the Afghan people against the Taliban. Did we do a good job of that? Yes. Did our politicians then throw in the towel? Yes. So don't blame the soldier for what the politician sends him to do, is what I would say.
Yeah, this
Nate, do you think TR could mentally take that shot? Mentally, I see what you're saying, right? The level of stress, all of the factors that are combining. Could he take the shot? Yes. Is it likely based off of what we see with his ability to hit the target? And even now the prosecution saying, I don't know if you saw this, Jesse, Dan showed me it. The prosecution even said very often he didn't even hit the target in his target practice. So is it possible? Sure. Is it likely? Not really. No. Not in the tiny short amount of time we saw him crawl out to the roof, get in position, take the shot, perfect shot, and exfil out of that. Yeah, it's possible, but pretty unlikely for a 22-year-old kid whose hobbies are Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. He's got it right, boys. Think of all the immensely damaging moves made by the elites as we speak while being fed culture war slop. These demons are going to radicalize MAGA to target Zoran or
El Said. Michigan senator.
Pickles has a live stream waiting.
I think he's probably streaming now.
I saw that last night. He canceled it because he's like, I'm too hungover. You guys were hoping I was going to do it, but I'm not. Nate, I was telling Jesse last night how beautiful your all wives were. You are a very blessed man.
She was. Thank you, Michelle. And yes, Brittany is gorgeous.
Yeah, Brittany, we married way up. We married way up. So
I love that girl.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah. That's the truth.
Knights Templar or Knights Hospitaler? Knights Templar, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, Lindsay was a labor and delivery nurse, and his new wife is an OB. But she will never walk free with the charges. There's a guy, Mark Bedero, that will explain it. Yeah, I mean, and thank you very much for the super chat. Yeah, they're if she's not contesting whether she strangled the kids, that's probably a good thing that she's gonna do some time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Thank you. You're undoubtedly having an impact by using common sense and the truth to counter the constant propaganda lies. Yeah, I think so. Thank you.
Come to Alberta, boys. Let's test.
Canada,
dude. We could test this. We could do the stress test. Like have a taser, and it's like, go ahead, Jesse. If you miss, I'm going to tase you. I'm going to play like super loud music. I'm like, fuck. This shot looked a lot longer now, dude.
Dee says high thermal conductivity. Water touches every part of your skin and pulls the heat away continuously. Body can't shiver effectively. Body's defense get overwhelmed and can't bring blood back to the core. There you go. There's the actual physiological effects of that.
God, I love having a smart chat, dude.
Make sure the kids are fed.
Yeah, we're wrapping up here in a second.
All right.
Yeah.
It's good to see you, Nate.
Yep. See you, Gabby.
Bye, y'all.
Okay. Love you. Here, there you go. Average body temp drop at death is 1.5 degrees per hour. Add snow, it takes 2 to 4 hours to reach 85. So
yeah, but when she's keeping in mind, she cut her wrist. When you're losing your blood, right, and blood starts evacuating your body, your blood is what regulates your body temperature, and the more blood you lose, the faster you're going to lose that body temperature, right? So you got to keep that in mind too.
Yeah, Don Cavanova, thank you very much.
Katie, what's up? Katie says the Clancy case is horrific for all involved, and it sucks being used a political battle. The failure, in my opinion, is mental health in this country. This is perfect. Docs play fast and loose with psych meds and don't reevaluate the effects. I agree with everything you just said, Katie. 100%.
Same.
We see a lot of this in the military with PTSD as well, where they try to loosely and over medicate a lot of our guys, unfortunately. So it is definitely an issue. So
yeah. Hi guys, this is hard to say, but I was with someone who drugged me and planted things during the day.
Wow.
While I was falling asleep.
That's crazy. See, this is a crazy one too. And this is like what Brittany brought up to me. She was like, yeah, there's a lot of potential of like, like you think about like Ambien and different drugs like that of like, dude, you potentially, especially when she talked about, I don't know much about it, but she talked about seeing herself strangle the kids. And then my wife was like, the fact that her new husband's girlfriend is her twin gets like really creepy with the idea of like her being heavily medicated, seeing herself strangle the kids when the girlfriend looks exactly like her. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened, but Brittany brought that up to where I was like, okay, that's fucking creepy.
Can you fucking imagine if that's what really happened? Like they conspired. He's like, the only way I can be with you is if you help me murder my children. Dude. She's all, ooh, I have to have you that bad. Let's go drug up your wife and let's go murder your kids. It's like,
dude, but I mean, I don't know enough about the case, but like, you're like, okay, that's weird.
I just like, I wish I lived in a world where I could just dismiss that level of evil. You know what I mean?
But that level of evil exists is the creepy thing. Something tells me TPUSA isn't gonna cover the spread this time.
Jesse, Andrew talking trash about me live right now. Whoa. Whoa.
Dude, that's like, could you imagine, dude? Like, Jesse, as a grown man, like with our just when you look at Andrew Wilson as another grown man, like there's just nothing about that guy that no matter what came out of his mouth could ever matter to somebody like us, dude.
Yeah, believe me, like you don't go public with "I think Charlie's alive" if you're not willing to let shitheads talk shit and not care. You know what I mean? It's like, I know I'm gonna eat a lot of shit for this because it's just what it is.
But I mean, it's like he is like the most pathetic fucking man I've ever seen in my life. So him like yapping his mouth on the internet is just like, okay, guy, dude. You know?
I mean, listen, dude, it's unfortunate that you didn't know the charges because that would have been very helpful.
Right.
That would have been really helpful for you.
You made him not look like such a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
If you would have like maybe known one, just one. Yeah.
And then he called Candace stupid. I couldn't believe how stupid Candace was. You're all, no, she deep dicked you.
Yeah, straight pegged you, dude.
Yeah.
You got pegged by a pregnant woman on live TV, man. So have fun with that. Rescued a stub-tailed cattle dog this week. I know you're an animal lover and had to share. P.S. Andrew Wilson is a chode. Love you guys.
Someone just said you had something on the corner of your mouth. I found it later. Thank you, though. I will pay $1,000 for the guy that stole the hat off the table. I will hire a lab to do the PETN.
Petting. It's an explosive. Petting's an explosive.
Stole the hat off the table. I don't even know.
I think they're saying people that were like stealing shit off of Charlie's table. Right.
Oh.
Austin is a great guy. Austin, who are we talking about?
I have no idea, but 1,000 joules sounds like a lot.
Thank you. Yeah. Right.
In 10 years, Georgia will be a bigger star than all of you. That's a fact.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Kid can fucking talk.
Thanks for your service, VAT. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Travis Gwitna's Erica Stepbro TR lookalike stairwell garage, probably rooftop firefighter from Arizona's too taller built Facebook pitch in tactical gear. Please look him up. If that's the one where it was like, the brother-in-law, I'm pretty sure that was debunked, but I'll take a look.
But also, like, yeah, every 5'10", 160-pound white dude with a baseball hat and sunglasses on looks the same.
Yeah.
You know, I hate to say it. Under grainy footage, you know.
Oh, you saying all white people look the same?
Oh, that was maybe racist. I can be racist against our own kind, though.
So of course you can.
Yeah. I'm a former Delta Army Ranger-ish. Have you seen the movie Shooter? Some interesting dialogue in there. I have. Right? Oh, no, isn't that the one with Mark Wahlberg?
It is.
I love you, Valhalla. I love you, too. Thank you. I actually use a 30-06 pheasant hunting now. Oh, my God, dude.
it never over-penetrates either.
Jesus. Just as good as birdshot. Breaks up real nice. Love you guys.
Breaks up,
27 infantry Wolfhound. This is a hilarious comment, dude. Yeah. Yeah, it's great it's basically birdshot.
It's basically a scattergun, dude.
Yeah, it's a scattergun. Yeah, that's a funny comment. Well,
Charlie Leonard to Benjamin. Yeah, I got you, dude.
Not sure Andrew's theory holds water. His wife isn't. Oh, Jesus. His wife has never taken a shot to the face that broke up in air. Dude, you know what's crazy? You know he's
taking cervix shots from what I've heard.
Dude, you know he's getting those comments nonstop too, right? In his own.
Of course, dude. This is the most important one, though.
Chat, Jesus, chat. We gotta relax a little bit. Okay, Valhalla, what's your favorite color? Green. Can you tell?
Oh, look at that.
Can you tell?
Yeah. Gary's theme song should be Tiny Dancer. And Thomas Massey should be the cookie cutter standard for politicians. Gabrielle's nickname was Tiny Dancer sometimes. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta stop, dude. Chat's gonna make me lose it again. Okay, let's get it together. Dee says journalist plants like Nick Shirley, Jake Lang should be worrying about getting the Julius Streicher treatment for the crap they've pulled. He was a journalist that wrote in Z articles, was convicted, and you know what? Yeah, well, they're both obviously. Well, they both actually now. Well, not Jake, but Nick's been exposed and basically shown to be a paid propagandist for the Trump administration. So,
and Jake got catfished by someone.
Yeah, and Jake is his own. Yeah,
girl.
Jake's got his PDF issues going on. For sure.
Yeah. How old are you? 16. Ooh.
Perfect.
Yeah. Dr. Lynn Tharkare worked at the computer science facility overlooking roof of Lucy's his house. Yeah. You probably said this again before we read the first one. He could be the person confronted on the roof. Yeah. It's possible. I'll look into that because that could be a good story. AAV Marine Corps here. Love listening to you guys. Love y'all. Thank you very much. And thank you for your service.
Was an SD card boy texting with security team at the hospital? No collab with Coach Colin next. Yeah, me and Coach got to do some stuff together. We've talked about it before. You know, I'm friends with Coach. We just haven't got around to it. He streams at like 7 a.m, though. I can't get up that early, boys. TPUSA can get his address if needed. I do need to do a show with Coach here soon, though.
Why are none of TPUSA scared that their lives may not be taken next? If I was in their shoes, I would be scared. Yeah, I wonder.
Well, they're
why
not.
They're
not worried at all, dude.
They're not sad, and they're definitely not scared for some reason.
Oh, yikes. Wasn't questioning Rob. I believe you said he killed OBL in the beginning. I was talking about bringing experts for the case. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about for him specifically for each item, but not questioning Rob's credentials. Okay, no problem. I misunderstood what you were saying in that comment. I thought you were saying I thought you were telling me I didn't know anything about the OBL raid, which I very much do, obviously. But no harm, no foul, brother. Appreciate it.
He said 36 feet packed in the wound on the song.
Okay, so hold on. Maybe this is true. If you take gauze, it's very, very, very thin, and you were to like roll it all the way out on the ground, 36 feet of gauze is probably like
it's still
one
a
or
lot,
two
dude.
balls of gauze, maybe. But also, I've literally never heard anyone who does trauma medicine talk about feetage of gauze. So that's a pretty
way
weird
to put it. Because I mean, listen, I'm very familiar with gauze because.
That's right. Yeah.
I've gotten staph on my hand, anyway, from jiu-jitsu, and I always wrap it. Yeah, 36 feet is an astronomical amount of fucking gauze, dude.
That's a lot. Yeah,
it's a lot, dude. Hey Jesse, please tell Nate I think he has a white bat in the cave. That's a cow. Just got in, trying to catch up. Forgive if already discussed. Can we assume the exploding mic was a guarantee in case 223 didn't hit CK? His shirt puffing out wouldn't make sense either.
No, we can't guarantee any of that, unfortunately. Is the exploding road mic a possibility? Sure. Is there issues with it? Yes. But there's also issues with a gunshot. You know what I mean? So we can't. No, we can't. We can assume, but we can't guarantee. Guarantee.
Showing support for the 3-person podcast, Hunter, Valhalla, Jesse, sunglasses for all 3. I'm in.
Awesome,
let's go. I felt bad. Valhalla got the 3 previous super chats. So this 3. Oh, well, thank you. Very inclusive, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
ADN's EMP vid is a really good watch. Answers a lot. Okay, I'll check it out. I'll text her and have her send it to me so I can figure out which one it is. Can't use the excuse just in case for evacuating the hospital when they didn't even have an ambulance at the event.
Yep. Why is Gary Melton supporting TPUSA? I'm not a fan.
Oh, this is like 8 months old now at that point.
Yeah. COVID, Trump, and Kirk are all tests to see percentage of people willing to accept clear bullshit so they elites know they can implement the mark of the beast.
Ooh.
The old put it in their face, and that is a very well known whatever.
Jesse, did you know this?
What?
Did you know the presidents on each of the dollars were all anti-Rothschild, anti-central banking system presidents? And
that's the ultimate troll, huh? They put their faces on it.
It's their trophies.
Yeah.
So to your point, what you just said, all of the people that are on coins and dollars in America are trophies for the you-know-who. Isn't that weird though? But yeah, so to your point, they do stuff like that. Look into Charlie's letter to you know who. All right. Video showing Losi roof vents bigger than a man. They're only 2 feet tall in real life. Shooter would have been 18 inches tall. Black Pixel Man. Yeah, he is kind of a Black Pixel Man. Jesse and Nate have a once a month stream with the ladies, obviously, if they want to. Well, I was just literally talking to Jesse about this earlier. Guys, I would love if Brittany would maybe Jesse, that's the way we could do it. Maybe
do it
if
with
we
Gabrielle.
could get if we could get maybe I could get Brittany to do it if Gabrielle's on too.
Oh, Gabrielle will be fucking stoked to do that.
So I do, guys. Brittany does not want to be in front of the camera, which drives me crazy because Jesse knows her. She's like, Brittany is so charismatic, and gorgeous, and like she's the perfect on-camera person, but she's nervous and she doesn't want to be in front of the camera. So maybe we could do it if we could get. Maybe I could convince her to if Jesse and Gabby are doing.
Hey, just tell her it's members only. There's only gonna be a few people on, and we'll have like thousands of people actually on.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. That's a good white lie right there, dude.
Yeah. Don't tell her if you see her.
Yeah. Catching the stream late, but the Candace episode that TPUSA was referring to is 235, where she said she'd burn it to the ground if and that she's a Mason. Wait, burn it to the ground and that she is a Mason?
I don't remember her saying that. I remember her
that,
saying,
I mean, the burn it to the ground thing.
Candace said, if the wrong people take control of TPUSA, I will burn it to the ground. That you have to have the context of what she said.
And she was talking about Daily Wire Ben Shapiro specifically, who had been harassing her.
Yep.
Let him cook. Not gonna lie, y'all keep getting more intolerable. Sad because the old you was much better. Fame eats conscience. What is CIK? CIK.
Christ is King comes first. Oh, sorry, Stephanie. I am sorry.
I don't know,
Stephanie. You know what I would suggest? If we are insufferable, you should probably go watch something else.
That is always an option.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I am exactly the same all the time, though. But you
definitely are. You have not changed at all.
At all, dude. I love Candace, by the way. Just saying, she's good people, dude.
Yeah. He remembers the gauze, but not if he had a pulse.
Yeah. The exact amount of gauze.
The exact feetage of gauze, but couldn't remember if Charlie had a pulse. Wow.
And BH was telling the nurses what drugs to push. Oh, I think that's the husband.
Nearly had gangrene on my legs from serious infection after a solo back country trip with open poison ivy scratches. Probably used 36 feet of gauze over a month, changing wraps twice daily.
Yeah, dude.
Well, not according to Brian Harpool.
Could you have shoved all of it into Charlie's, wound that didn't have an exit wound, a front wound? Shove it, dude. You can fill his entire empty neck with that, dude.
Jesse, what you just said is so important that most people are not going to pick up on. You're talking about an entrance wound with no exit wound. This is a tiny, tiny hole, guys.
The size of
the idea that you're just taking hands full of gauze and shoving it in the tiny hole. Entrance wounds are tiny, guys. Even a 30-06 entrance wound is not big, right? So, yeah, that's a little silly.
Yeah.
Not to say you couldn't get some gauze in there. You absolutely could. But the idea that you're just like slamming 36 feet of gauze
that's
into
all
an
he was doing the whole time. They're all, how's he doing? He's like, I don't know.
But also, Jesse, remember how?
Do
you remember that from the time that he like gets his hands on Charlie to where Brian Harpool stands up? That's like 8 seconds, and then they leave. It's very, very short.
Yeah.
So the idea that like he's just there with 40 feet of gauze, and guys, when you put in gauze, into an arterial wound. It's not as simply as you're not just shoving cotton in here, okay? It's very specific how you have to do this. You have to actually get your fingers, your thumbs, and get it deep in and apply pressure onto the artery because the artery's lacerated. You can't let that go. So you are slowly feeding gauze, thumb over thumb, while maintaining that pressure inch by inch to get it all in there, right? So 36 feet going inch by inch like this. I don't know, Chad.
Absurd. Maybe 36 inches. All right, last 3. I said intolerable, not insufferable.
Well, that's even worse.
More respect and grace. Crude just doesn't look good. I thought that I went really soft today. To be honest.
Intolerable is an even bigger insult. So there you go. Thank you for donating money to us, though, even though you're somehow rage watching. So, thank you for that.
I'm serious. Like, this was like my least crude stream in a very long time. Why was Gary Melton supporting TPUSA? Like, his life depends on, he rubs me the wrong way. Your guys' thoughts? Yeah, we talked about that, I think.
Yeah, everybody knows that at this point.
Yeah, he's
hi guys, Nate, you're a hero, man. I'm not, but thank you. Not even just your service in the military, but all the work you're doing now, unite the country, fight for a better future. Thank you. No, I don't consider myself a hero at all. I don't think anybody in our line of work does. However, I'm trying my best to do what you're talking about there with uniting country for sure. So thank you.
Can you guys please contact David, the Moose on the Loose, David, Cradon Site, and Sam Cooper, the Bureau News, and inquire about the Chinese takeover of Canada and tell me your thoughts. Have them hit me. You can have them hit me up. Any new evidence from the likes of Pickle Boy?
No.
Just makes security look like bigger failures, in my opinion. No. Agree. Hey, Jesse, FYI, Pickles is releasing the new text message evidence right now. Oh, I can't wait to see it.
Hey,
whatever he puts out, I'm going to trust it for sure.
Yeah. Definitely not written by ChatGPT.
Nope. All right, I'm gonna get out of here, dude.
Yep.
All right, dude. Thank you again, everybody. Thanks, Nate. We'll
hold on. Chat. Hold on. I got to figure out if I want to. Do we want to do a members only chat after this? Members only stream. Chat. What do we think? I keep trying to do them, and then we've been going 3.5 hours. Nah, we'll probably wait. Maybe we'll do. Maybe we'll try to do one tomorrow. Maybe try to do one tomorrow.
All right, guys.
Soon. Promise. It's coming. We'll get there.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much.
Later, guys.
We'll see you soon.